I don't have a lot of space for a huge tower, so I have to make do with smaller things. So I get good small laptops. You know.
Yeah, I heard that before, making do with smaller things. Welcome to the official, unofficial Sea of Thieves podcast, a podcast dedicated to Sea of Thieves and other rare games, but mainly Sea of Thieves. Today, we will be discussing the latest update, Haunted Shores, in all its glory. We will go over our thoughts of the new world event, we discuss the lore, but we also go over the stuff we didn't like in this update, like the stupid new radical system. And as always with these update discussions, I am again assisted by my returning guest whose voice but mine to shame.
Oh, that's so nice. Hi, everybody. It's Old Buccaneer again. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, welcome back. We didn't play this update together, so I have no idea. Well, almost no idea what your thoughts are on this one. So yeah, let's make another good podcast. I'm excited.
Me too.
But first, we'll dive into some news first. I'm trying to keep this short because I want to touch upon the Twitch drop real quick because the Twitch drops happened. Well, they closed not that long ago. I already discussed that with Uniball and Liquorless. But they gave some stuff away people paid for, like the tankard is one that they recently released. And some people got the tankard as a bonus for buying a real-life tankard in their CFD shop. So a lot of people bought that tankard to have the in-game item as well. So how do you feel about this? So what's your opinion on this?
Oh, yeah. When I read your notes, I was like, how did you manage to buy the tankard? I'm like, I didn't see any notification about it. I believe that I sort of indirectly bought it as well at one point. There was a promotional offer when Sea of Thieves first came out where you could buy packs of cookies. You know, cookies can't turn down cookies. And you get Onyx gear, and I got a compass, and I believe I got the tankard with it as well. So I already kind of had it. So I was like, well, like, you know, it kind of sucks. But I didn't realize that you actually went out to specifically purchase the tankard. So that's kind of annoying, I guess. Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't buy the tankard. I wanted to buy it because I did a how to make grog video and I really wanted it, but it's not in the shop anymore. So it was too late. Same as I was too late with the Sea of Thieves control. And that one still pissed me off a little bit. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to like Sea of Thieves, and I really fucking like the game, and shit, I don't have the controller. So I feel bummed out. But it's more like, some of the emotes too, in the by Twitch drops, they are Pirate Emporium emotes. So now they're giving them away for free. So what are your thoughts on that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, well, I tend to buy all the emotes anyways. So I've already paid for mine, all the drop ones.
But didn't you feel like cheated out? Like shit, like I lost some money on this.
No, I don't know. I don't think they should be giving away premium stuff that people pay for. But on the flip side, the reason why I buy the emotes and the pets and things like that is to support Rare. And that was my goal, and I get a benefit for it. So it doesn't really bother me too much.
All right.
If it was something really expensive, like, well, a good example is the ship set that just came down in the Twitch drops. So they're giving away the shop. Yeah, they're giving away the ship set, most of it, anyways, in the Twitch drops. But they're also selling it as a premier item in their Emporium. If later on they give away the whole set again, the people that paid $25 or more if they buy all the extra stuff, and then it's given away for free, that would kind of suck. $1 or two, I'm like, But if it was $25 or $30 for me, I'd be like, come on, guys. Like, I paid money for that. Why are you giving it away?
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll touch upon that too with the blighted ship set when we get to the Emporium bit. That's also really interesting. Like, I'm still not sure if I like the way they're handling that, but we'll get to there.
Yeah.
Something else in the news segment is the new event, Shark Hunt, is coming very soon. It's going to be the June 24th. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, that's going to be releasing. It lasts for 2 weeks till July 8th. We don't really know what it is. We know you get rewards for doing specific challenges, but we don't know the challenges yet. What we do know is that mech meat and shark meat will be worth more rep and gold. How much more we don't know, but we can turn it in, get a little bit more. So what would you want out of this shark hunt event?
The Shrouded Ghost. They advertised it. Does that mean that I have a chance actually of ever getting one of these things?
Do you think it's going to be become more available during those 2 weeks, or is it just to get people talking about it again?
I guess it depends on if they up the spawn rate of the megalodons. Because then if they do, then you have, if they double the spawn rate, then you have double the chance of getting it, which is still, 2 times 0 is 0. So,
Yeah,
but
it's true.
I'm gonna be out there probably actively hunting sharks because I have a few more I have to close out for my achievements, and
Mhm.
obviously Shrouded Grouse, even one of them, I still have to get.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll see. I do hope they don't make it more available. Like don't increase the spawn rate of Shadow Ghost. It's gotta mean something, right? Do you think Rare is also gonna add another sneaky event like they did with the Tall Tales Retold one?
I don't know. I'm not sure. They
Because I'm
haven't
I'm
said
kind of
anything
mad
about it.
about that.
Why is
Yeah,
that?
but yeah, because last time it was sneaky. Like we had this discussion before where I said like I don't really mind those time limited stuff, but I need to know in advance because I want to go on holidays and or go away for the week, and I don't want to be on holidays during an event because then I can't play and I'll miss exclusive rewards and that takes me off. So
Right.
um, if they're gonna do a sneaky event, then it feels even harsher because I'm like, oh, I planned around it. All right, that's that week. Nothing is going on in the seas that week. So yeah, I'm going to go to Finland or something like that. And then I'm in Finland, and then I read, oh well, we added this new event, only 3 days, and you can get this hat, and that's it. You need to play right now. So I hope they're not gonna do that again.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
nothing
think,
against the event, but just timing.
yeah, don't add in sneaky stuff.
I have you played it by the way? The Tall Tales Retold. Where are you going
I
for
have
it?
not. No, I have all the Tall Tale stuff already done, so
And you didn't want the new rewards.
I wasn't too worried about them, no. I
All right.
yeah. There's
Well,
certain
I guess
things I go
I'm more
for.
of a completionist then.
Yeah. No, I know. Believe me, I see your ledger board scores. You're definitely playing a lot. I
Oh
look
my
at it, it's
God.
like,
You
let's
can you
view friends. It's like, oh, cozy,
yeah, you
cozy,
can do that. You can
cozy.
do that now.
I know. You are a machine,
Man,
my
I
friend. You too, Chris.
it's
Both you guys, man. I'm like, you guys are killing me.
yeah, I was checking too just to see where Chris was because I don't really play that much with him because time zones and stuff like that. But I was
Yeah.
still comparing and yeah, he's higher with a lot of stuff than me. Not Athena though. But yeah, on the other hand, he's 18 to 20, so why should he even bother? Oh well. So yeah, that's all about the news segments. So we can start now with the discussion of proper, which is of course the latest update, Haunted Shores. It released on Wednesday, the 17th of June. Certainly a lot sooner than I expected. The main attraction of this update is the addition of a new world event in which Flameheart plays a prominent role. The Order of Souls also offers new voyages, and we also have a bunch of new Shanties. So, what's your overall impression of this update?
I think this update should have landed with the 2-year update. I feel like,
Oh, really?
yeah. Because I liked the emissaries, but
Mm-hmm.
after, I know we had to talk about that, after playing the emissaries for, a couple of weeks, I came to the realization that that really wasn't content that they added. It was just more grinding.
Mm-hmm.
So once a lot of people stopped using the emissaries because of the nerfs and because of the Reapers stuff, I was like, all I'm left with is 75 levels of grinding now. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so there's not really any new content involved in this other than the faction. But this feels like if those were coupled together, that it would have been a really good update. But to answer
Mm-hmm.
your question, I really like the update. I like the new event. I like the new ships. I enjoy this level of addition to the game because I feel like it brings a lot of new life to it and a lot of a lot of new things to do. So I like it a lot. And the shanties are awesome. We got some, I guess you could call them UI improvements. I haven't quite got used to them yet. I don't think they're bad per se,
Mm-hmm.
but because I had a pretty customized hotkey setup, that broke, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of getting used to the default setup of what they've offered to me again. And, there's a lot of times I'll be doing stuff and all of a sudden my character yells out, "Look out!" because I hit the radio one by accident and picked something that I didn't intend, or repair the ship. So
start a war.
yeah, so I do that a lot. But I mean, that's just me. I got to get used to it a little bit more. But I think overall I really like the update.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't agree with I really like the emissary system. I just wish more people were doing it. And to me, if you added with the Reaper's Bones, it did feel like chunky update to me. Certainly not as big as the 1 year anniversary, but good enough for the second year, if I'm honest. And this update, man, it's amazing. Like I said in my update review, I never expected battling ghost ships, even though it's kind of like piratey thing to do. But I never expect this, and it's also not the same as the Scully ships, and that's what I like the most about it, because you need to tackle it differently. There's no more boarding, and somebody that's on wheel constantly is really really helps during these battles, and that's different than the Scully ships, where you can just roll up the sails and take it somewhat stationary. So I really like it. Something new. It's awesome. I do wish there was a little bit more lore. We'll touch on that later, because Flameheart is just there. You can only speak to Duke. That's the only lore you get. So I want some more lore. And the new radical takes some getting used to. Maybe I'll enjoy it, but for now, I don't really like it, if I'm honest. But we'll get into that when we get there.
Right.
So, and we're gonna dive right into it, because we're gonna discuss the world event, the Ghost Ships event. We're gonna discuss that now. So, Flameheart is gathering power, and he is operating from the Sea of the Damned. Gameplay-wise, this means his head will appear above an island. You go there, ghost ships will appear through the portals from the Sea of the Damned, and these portals look a bit like glowing vaginas, but there it is. And I get that's the only thing I think about when I'm fighting it. It's like, I mean, it's not when you think of a portal like it's circular or portable. These portals, well, they're vagina shaped. And I get why, because you want to make it stick out, so you can see them from a distance. You can see them while you're fighting and from other ships. So I get the height of it. And they look cool. Just joking aside, they look cool. Over time, the battle will get harder, and it will end when you defeat the Burning Blade. And the Burning Blade is the same ship we saw at the end of the Heartfire Tall Tale, which also has this figurehead, and the figurehead can also be found in semi-real life. Real life. It can also be found in Wonders F Future figurehead if you want to have a look at it in non-ghost form. So my question to you is, well, I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask it again. Do you like it?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's nice. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good challenge, I think, when you're solo, for sure. And it just adds some variety into the game, some new things to do, some new ways of doing things, because as you mentioned, it's different than the Skelly ships, so you have to kind of tackle it in a slightly different way. And I've been just tearing through those things all this week and just trying to find different ways of doing damage to ships, or things that work or things that don't work, or different techniques on how to best handle the ships. And yeah, I really like it. I haven't had a lot of luck with regards to the accommodations when it comes to alliances. For whatever reason, the servers that I've been on, everybody comes in and just guns firing. They just don't want to share. So that's been fun.
Maybe
learning to fend off galleons while fighting a bunch of ghost galleons. It's been interesting for sure.
Did you come out victorious a lot?
I did. I only lost once.
Nice.
I had to run because I was basically getting destroyed on all ends. So, but yeah, so far,
a brave escape is not losing, right?
That is for me.
It's getting away with it.
But yeah, so far, yeah. Once you kind of understand the event a little bit. You can get sneaky with your techniques against other players. And at one point, I'll tell you a quick story. I had a galleon chasing me around, and I cut in. I was working on the Flameheart thing, because, people always show up right at the end. They don't want to do the work. They just want to take it. They're pirates, right?
Yeah, pirates.
So I kind of led them over to Flameheart's multiple ships and did an anchor turn just so I wouldn't get run over by their ships, and then changed shot at the galleon, and they got absolutely obliterated.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I got it on video. I'll show it to you. It's good.
Nice.
But yeah, they got absolutely...
YouTube?
Yeah, I think I'll probably put it in the video I'm working on right now. But yeah, they got absolutely obliterated. They lost their masts. They immediately got caught on fire. They were getting fired on. I was firing into them. I mean, they went down so fast. It was even funny. So there are definite perks to this event and being able to defend against it, for sure. Yeah.
So have you done it on with a dual sloop, or on a brig, or on a galleon?
I've mostly done it solo. I did play with my coworkers last week, and we did it on a galleon. It was their first time, and they had a blast. They really liked it.
And how is the experience different for you, if it is?
It was way easier. Oh, significantly. I mean, on a galleon, it was almost a joke. But to be fair, I was telling them what to look for and what to do, and how to handle the event, so it went really smoothly. I think, had I just kept my mouth shut and said, okay, let's go, and just wait to see what would have happened, I think we probably would have got destroyed.
If you know what you're doing, it can be quite quick on a galleon. I had the same experience. I've done a solo sloop too. It's a lot harder, but not as hard. It was alright, actually. And yeah, I love it too. Obviously, kind of told it in the main impression bit. But I really like it. I also like the effects, especially when you're fighting them at night, like the shimmer on the water, the reflecting of the glow. It's just so beautiful, and the music too, and the taunting. I just really like it. Like it's this entire atmosphere, of something epic going on, and this shared world event, and people can just fuck you over or join your alliance, and it's all good. I like that. That's Sea of Thieves to me.
For sure.
Yeah, let's go over the notes, because I already touched on some things, like people saying it's similar to the Scully fleets, but I like it because it's not like that. Actually, it's quite different, because the ghost ships, they behave in a different way, because the Scully ships, they know where you are. They circle around. Obviously, they bump against the occasional rock, of course. But they do target you, and these ghost ships, well, they don't really have an idea where you are unless you come close, so they just follow their own path, and they only shoot at you, but they don't sail towards you, which make the gameplay quite different. So I really like that. Something else I do like is the storage crates, all over the battlefield. You don't need to worry about getting no supplies. I've done it solo without stuck in my ship, without stuck in my sloop, just pads on, not really supplying, and now I had enough cannonballs and planks just by the storage crates that they dropped, so that's really nice.
Yep, they balanced it very nicely.
Really well, yeah. I mean, I do wish there was some fruit in there too. or a bit more cannonballs, and there's a bit too many planks, but maybe I'm just a good player, I don't know.
You are, yeah. You are. You're humble and you're good.
Being humble is my best quality. It's one fun thing I can share with you. Have you tried selling the storage crates?
I have, and you can sell them empty.
And you can sell them. Ah, shit! I was hoping you didn't know that. Yeah. So the first couple of times I tackled it, I didn't know what to do with my storage crate, and I just gave them to new players. Fully stocked before I left the game. And then, I found out you can actually sell them after I've done the event, I think 2 or 3 times. So I was quite surprised with that.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that too, because I tried it on a regular storage crate after, thinking it might be a new feature, and you can't sell the regular ones. You can only sell the ghostly ones.
Yeah, it's weird. Do you think they're going to make the regular ones sellable too? Because obviously it can work, so why not?
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, you can take an ammo crate that's empty, fill it up in your ship, and sell it. Like, there's no reason why you can't just sell resource crates. You can sell everything else.
Well, and speaking about the rest of the loot, how do you think the design is?
Artistically,
Yeah.
I like the ghost treatment a lot. I think the ghost treatment is super cool. I'm kind of disappointed that they just took the regular like skulls. It was like a foul bounty and a captain's chest and the merchant crates and just made them ghostly.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping they would be like some new artwork and the ghostly, but I mean they're still super cool. I mean they just look awesome floating around and being all glowy and swirly and stuff.
Do you think they did that on purpose, like being lazy with it, between quotations, of course?
No, I don't think so. They're probably just trying to keep within budgets. Because yeah, would be my guess. They're probably using, if you want to go technical thing, they're probably just using. Well, they are using the same models. They're probably just doing a material swap and then a render pass on them. So it's an easier thing to put together and get into the game instead of having to add new assets.
Oh no, I get that. I do get that, of course. But I'm still a little bit disappointed by it. Also by the name, like it's just called Captain's Chest of the Damned, Storage Crate of the Damned. I'm like, come on, can you think of something else? But,
Spooky Chest of the Damned.
Yes, something like that. That would be silly, but I would like it too. Yeah, something like that, or agonized skull, or I don't know, something like that. Because the spirits are agonized spirits, but oh well, we'll get into that. I don't want to start it now. Something else I do want to discuss real quick is the question: should you do this solo? Because in my review I said, man, it's not really that advisable, even though it's really doable, and I think it's easy enough if I do it. But I always try to keep in mind that there are a lot of new players out there, and they're just starting out on their solo adventures. So what would you say to them?
Well, I think it's definitely doable, but as a new player, there is that learning curve in the game that you're going to struggle with. So for a player who's played the game for 3, 4, 5 months, you could probably do it no problem. If it's day 2 for you, you're going to get obliterated because you're not used to the aiming, you're not used to handling your boat, you don't know a lot about resources, the little tricks, the tips that you kind of pick up on as you go, ship management, how I just got hit, how long do I have till I sink? What does the creaking mean? I mean, it would be a lot harder for a new player to do. I get a lot of comments on my channel from new players who are still struggling with a crew to do a skeleton fort. Like, they're like, it took us 3 hours. I'm like, it took you 3 hours?
What?
That's crazy. But again, it's mechanics. It's learning of the game. And that's the thing about that makes Sea of Thieves really good. Because when not always, but when you come across someone who's called a pirate legend, they should be a real threat to you. Because this person's been playing a while, and even though the mechanics are the same, and you have the same weapons and the same health, when you come across a pirate legend, you should be terrified that person's going to wipe your boat. I mean, it doesn't always happen, but that's how Rare has built the game to display to other people. So,
and this is something interesting, and it's not in the script, but I do want to discuss this real quick because I've made a video, and it's called 22 Tips for Noobs. And it's exactly that. It's Tips for Noobs video. It's an amazing video, by the way. Check it out.
I have seen it.
But I'm telling the listeners. I know you've seen it, of course.
I am a noob.
Yeah. How else did you get so good? Thanks for me.
Exactly. You are my teacher.
No, I wouldn't say. I've got comments on that video of people who are pirate legends, and they said, I'm still watching this and learning new stuff, even though it's really basic, because they've gotten to pirate legends really, really fast, and those are new players. And in a couple of weeks, they can reach pirate legend now. Yeah, which doesn't really reflect on their skill level at that time. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, that's why I was saying when you come across a pirate legend, you should, in quotes, feel like this person is going to whip you and destroy your gallon, because I too have run into the same issue.
Mm-hmm.
I took out a galleon a couple of nights ago that was full Athena's 20. They were full. It was a full team. They were
Yeah.
all on PC. They were all legendary guys. They were all dressed in the same tuckered black. And I was like, oh boy. Actually, that's happened twice in the last couple of weeks. So there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of guys out there who are pirate legends for sure. And yeah, their skill level just doesn't reflect the amount of time that they should be putting into the game. So
Yeah. I just wonder how often it happens. How many people have reached it so fast, or if it's just a small minority, because I have no idea how the rap goes anymore, starting from zero, because it's been such a long time for me, and for you too. We've reached it in the early days by Legends when it was still, a real struggle to get there. So I really don't know what's the truth in those stories. Like, I can only get what people are saying, of course.
yeah.
If I do have new players listening to the podcast, let me know if you guys are already pirate legend, and what do you feel about it? Do you feel like you're an experienced pirate, or do you feel you're just starting out?
I can tell you, there was a guy that I was saying with recently. His name is Amaleki. He's in a couple of my videos.
Yes, I've played with him. I've played with him too.
Amaleki is relatively new to Sea of Thieves. I don't think he's been playing that long. And he is now Pirate Legend Athena. I think the last time I checked him was 12.
All right. Yeah.
And you're talking in like, I think it was, he might correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's been playing for about 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, we were not even PL then, and I was playing a lot. Like a
I know,
lot,
me too.
A lot.
Yeah, it took me, I think, 5 months to hit original Pirate Legend when the game came out. But there was nothing to do. I mean, it was grinding and one skull fort every 2 to 6 hours, which was highly contested.
Yes,
So,
the good old days. Yeah. I
but
still want to go back and see how we fared, because I kind of laughed. It's not really nice of me when you're talking about those guys, spending 3 hours in a fort, because I have no idea what I was in the beginning. Like, I wish I could go back and see little Blubber struggling with his first skeleton fort.
Oh, I totally struggled. I remember. I remember one night I was trying to land a skeleton fort. And this is when I was probably playing the game maybe a month and a half at this point. And I was doing, the usual things. You do the not emissaries, the different factions, and skeleton fort goes up, and you're like, all right, you know what? I think I'm ready for one of these. I'm going to do it. And I spent the entire night trying to get my ship into the skeleton fort without getting sunk. I mean, it was brutal. I was getting sunk every which way, but it was like, well, let's approach from this angle. Let's approach from this angle. Let's go into the wind. Let's go away from the wind. Let's go with the wind. And I believe that was also back at the time when the skeletons were like sniper shots. Like, they didn't miss.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean, that made it a lot harder because
real hard.
Yeah, you were getting pounded by cannonballs, and then you get knocked off your ship. Oh, sink. All right, let's get some more resources. Let's go back and try again. So I remember the game was really hard when you were starting out, and then as you play, it does get a little easier. So I can understand why the new players are struggling. It's fair. They should struggle. That's why I make guides.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a good plug. All right. So
YouTube Old Buccaneer. Good things for newbies. Check it out. Thumbs up. Subscribe.
Yeah. All right. So I think we had 2 segues now, so let's get back on topic.
Yeah, sorry.
And no, that's all right. No, I like that. I like that we can do that. As long as it's interesting, it's all good. But being back on topic, let's talk about balls.
All right. We're going that way, are we? First vaginas, now balls. This is not a PG-13 thing, kids.
Yeah. So let's talk about balls, because we have new cannonballs. At the end of the ghostly skeleton ship battles, the Burning Blade will drop a storage crate which has the unique ghostly cannonballs. So we have the Wraith balls, we have Phantom balls, and we have 5 Phantom balls. So the last 2 are a bit similar to regular cannonballs and fire bombs, but the Wraith cannonballs are like these shotguns. They're kind of like shooting explosive barrels from your ship, and they look really cool as well. So how do
Hmm.
you feel about this new arsenal?
Oh, I like them. Oh, I had so
Hmm.
much fun with those things.
Tell
There's
me about it.
there's accommodation obviously to go out and shoot other ships with them, so that's
I
exactly what I
love
did.
it.
Oh yeah, and for anyone who's watching, you can also shoot skeleton ships; those do count. So if you don't want to go against players, you can shoot other skeleton ships. But
That's
uh, oh, you didn't know
amazing. I
that?
didn't know that. No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
yeah.
That's amazing. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
it
that now.
counts against them. So if you're not a big PvP person, then you're totally fine. You just go pound some skeleton ships. But yeah, first day I was out there, I collected a bunch of those things. I had I think 4 or 5 wraith balls, and I just ran over and I found a steamy, and I felt bad. He was on an island doing I think Order of Souls, and I roll up on him and he didn't even know I was there. And he comes back and he's waving on the top of his ship, and I just unloaded all the cannonballs into him. I mean, there was screaming, there was fire everywhere, his mast was destroyed. I mean, he sunk almost immediately, and I got, I
Yeah.
got some of the accommodations anyways. And then I kind of yelled out, I'm like, sorry. Just because I felt bad. And he was so nice about it. He's just waving. He's like, hello. And I'm like, eat this.
Yeah, because it can damage the mast too, right? So you can really cripple it in one shot. You can have
Oh, yeah.
holes and mast down. It's do you think it's
It's,
OP, or is it meant to be OP, or how do you feel about that?
I think, given how rare they are and the amount of effort that you
Hmm.
have to go through just to get, say, 3 of them, it's not OP.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
definitely a game changer for sure. I mean, if you're sailing around and someone aggressive comes after you, they don't know you have a couple of those, you could do some major damage. I mean, you land 2 or 3 of those in rapid succession and you hit them with a ballast ball, they're done.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they can recover from that. So,
Well,
but then
quite
again, what are
powerful.
the chances that you're going to come across somebody who's just holding on to 3 wraith balls? Probably not very
Yep.
rare. Yeah, so I like them as they are. I kind of want to see more of them, but I know that would be OP if they did do that. So
Yeah, so do you think they're gonna keep it that way, that you can only get them at the end of that Skeleton Fleet battle? Ghost Ship battle, sorry.
I hope so.
Hmm.
Or maybe like a rare drop on the Order of Souls mission for the skeleton ships, similar to what they did
Hmm.
with the mega kegs. How mega kegs used to only be available at the end of a fort, and then
Oh
now they
yeah.
start to make skeletons that will, on very rare occasions, drop a mega keg. So
Yeah. No, I do. Yeah, that's good. I was thinking, and a lot of other people are thinking that too, like maybe have it as a reward for the Fort of the Damned,
yeah, now
because
that you can't,
lore-wise that would make sense, right?
yeah, that's true. You could have a ghostly cannonball crate. I haven't actually checked Fort of the Dam since this dropped this recent patch. Have
Yeah, me
you done
neither.
it? Oh, maybe they were in
No,
there.
I'm still too busy with the ghost ships. Maybe, I don't think so. It wasn't in the patch notes, but
Uh,
wouldn't be the first time.
yeah,
But when they released the curse cannonballs, like in the beginning only the skeleton ships had them, and after that, I think a month after that, or the next update after that at least, they made them available for players. So it could be, testing the waters again with the ghost cannonballs, and then make them next month more available over the world. Do you
yeah,
think that's the way they might be doing it?
yeah, possibly. I think
Yeah,
they
I
still
think so
need to
too.
be pretty rare, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Because is it that much of an well, of course, those creatures like the wraith cannonballs, those are the big prize. But are
yeah.
the other the phantom ones, are they better than cannonballs and firebombs? I don't really
No,
see that much of a difference.
they're the same. I mean, the Phantom Cannonball does 1 medium-sized hole, same as a regular cannonball, and the
Mm-hmm.
fire phantoms are just firebombs. So they're basically
Yeah,
reskinned. They look cool. Don't get me wrong. I think they're
they look
awesome. You hear them
awesome.
screeching, flying along, but they don't do any
I
additional damage that regular stuff
hmm.
does.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if they are just the same or if they're different in any other way. Um, but maybe they are, but as so far, I don't see that much difference.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Um, let's make a nice segue to the lore, because those cannonballs, lore-wise, are said to contain the souls of tortured pirates. So, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell. I mean, when you look at them, if anyone hasn't seen these yet, and you hold them up, they're awesome. They have these screaming faces in them, and I mean, they're just super cool looking. I like them a lot. But the lore of this event is so strange to me because, okay, so just on a high level, like you were saying, Flameheart comes back. There's really no introduction as to how he came back, why he came back, or how he's doing any of the things he's doing. He's just trying to take over the Sea of Thieves. You're like, okay, it's fine. It's game mechanics. That's fine. We'll do with it. He's bringing in the ghost ships, and we're like, well, we've seen those, so we do know that ghost ships exist and that ghosts do exist. But where does the treasure and the skulls come from? And who's making the cannonballs? And why can we touch all of this stuff?
Yes.
I mean, I get it.
It's so finicky. Like sometimes ghosts can interact with stuff, and sometimes they cannot. Like the ghost ships themselves, they don't crash into each other. They go through each other. But it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's game mechanics. I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm like, it's just cool to do. But when you sit back and you think about it, you're like, yeah, this is kind of weird. Where do these ships come from?
Yeah.
Who is shooting me? I don't even see ghosts.
Yeah, and like whose fleets are those? Like, of course, Burning Blade was Flameheart's flagship, but is this ghostly crew on the ship too? Because when you speak to Duke, he says, well, they don't really need to have a crew, right? They're ghost ships. They can operate on their own. All right, that's fine. So you don't have a crew, but like, whose soul is operating the ship? Does a ship have a soul? Can a ship die? It's weird. Like, I like the effect. It looks cool. It is piratey, but when you think about it, it doesn't really make that much sense.
Yeah.
Unless there's a lot of stuff not explained, and we just can't find it.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I'm like, maybe as Flameheart progresses his attack on the world, we'll learn more about it.
Yeah. I still hope we're going to visit the Sea of the Damned and get some explanations there. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I think something like that should happen. And to touch upon this stuff like objects interacting with ghosts, there is a lore explanation for that. Again, this comes from Duke. He says that your cannonballs can hit ghost ships because there's a certain power in iron, which is a bit of a lame explanation, but fine. All right, iron has power. It has the power to hit ghosts. That's right. It's fine. I can accept that. But I need a little bit of an explanation.
Right.
And you can also shoot firebombs and stuff, right? And those damage the ships too. So wait, does glass have power too? Like, does everything have power to defeat ghost ships? So it doesn't really matter. So it's so weird. Like, don't think about it. I think that's the best way you can do with this.
But the best part about this is I finally have a use for my barrel balls.
Wait, so they
and my helm balls
on those ships?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't try it.
You can use all of your cursed cannonballs now. You can use your blunder bombs. Anything you can shoot out of a cannon besides your pet will damage the ghost ships. I even shot my cat. He just got mad at me.
Which and to get back to the loot too, because the loot for this event that's dropped is it's like something for the gold order, something for the Order of Souls, and something for the merchants. If you do the Order of Souls, it's just skulls, which makes sense because skulls give ref for the Order of Souls. But whose skulls are they then? Like, if there's no crew, like who drops that loot? Like,
yeah, no, that was my question too. I was like, where are these coming from? Whose are these? But again, it's game mechanics. I'm just gonna go hand them in and get my reps. So, it doesn't really destroy my illusion of disbelief, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. No, I get what you're saying, and I do agree with that. Like it's still fine, it's minor things. I don't know, maybe some people are saying, oh, you guys are nitpicking, and maybe we are. But it's just a shame because usually everything in the game has a lore given explanation, and they really really do a good job with that. So it's weird when we have this event where it's not as tight as it used to be, so to say.
But it could come.
It could come, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. So the ghost ship, the Burning Blade, we saw that before in the Heart of Fire. Do you think that was a tease to this update? Like a little hint?
Yeah, probably. Because, I mean, the Burning Blade has been in the lore of a lot of the events for quite a while. I mean, it goes all the way back to the original Ghost Skellies and Wanda. It's been in all the Tall Tales. We've heard all about Flameheart. We've always heard in various pieces of lore about the Burning Blade and about Flameheart because he's like the main bad guy for Sea of Thieves. So it was kind of neat to see a preview of what his ship looks like and then actually get him to fight against it. So I think all that was intentional.
But eventually I think we will be able to sail with the Burning Blade set too, because we can unlock the sails for it. So do you think in future events we'll unlock the hull and the figurehead and stuff like that?
Yeah, probably. Or
Yeah, I think so
a
too.
variation of it, maybe. But yeah.
No, that's cool. And I like that. I would like it that they tie those other cosmetics to these big events as well. So we can sail with the Burning Blade ourselves. Wouldn't that be cool?
I like that.
So how much power does Flameheart have in the Sea of the Damned? Do you think he rules it, or are there other factions there, or what is the Sea of Damned really? What do you think?
I have no idea because, yeah, same thing. You're out there running around doing stuff, thinking about these things. I mean, this is the same area that has, all the pirates go there when they die, and then the ferryman ferries you back. But yeah, we don't have a lot of information about what the damned area is. And who knows? I mean, there's been talk about that might expand to, in future updates, an actual playable area. So maybe this is the beginning of that storyline, of kind of trickling that bit of information out to us slowly. Because Rare is known for doing that. They trickle stuff for a very long time. So who knows? Maybe this is the beginnings of the next set of storyline. Who knows?
Yeah, let's certainly hope so. I do like the more the game goes on, especially with the last set of Tall Tales and now this world event. I'm getting more and more into the lore, which I wasn't in the first year. But the more we get, the more story we get, the more I want to know too. And I think you noticed, but me and Uniball are reading the novel, a Phoenix Fortune novel, and already I'm learning stuff about the lore that I didn't know before. So that's kind of cool. Maybe there's something on the Sea of Damned in there. Maybe later. I'm about halfway through, so yeah, who can tell? We'll see.
Awesome.
So let's see. Oh, yeah. Do you know who Scuttlebutt is?
Scuttlebutt? No. Who's Scuttlebutt?
Yes, no idea. I have no idea. When you speak to Duke, he says it, and it's one of his dialogue options. He tells us that Scuttlebutt told Flameheart that he was assembling his armada. So yeah, no idea. So I was just wondering. I have no idea what it is.
I'll have to reread that again. So he referred to Scuttlebutt as a person or Scuttlebutt as a term? Because the term Scuttlebutt is like a rumor. I think
God, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. You serious? See, that's what you get, right? I'm not a native English speaker. I never heard of that as a term.
Yeah,
before.
It's kind of like it's a term of like, the scuttlebutt is that so and so is doing this thing.
Shit.
I mean,
like
that's
a grapevine, Diane.
Yeah, it's like a super old term though. Nobody uses it anymore. But it's a term for like a rumor, or I kind of heard third person that something is going on. That's why I was like, did he refer to it as an individual or as a term? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the sentence starts with the word scuttlebutt, so it's a capital. So that's why I think I assumed it was a name. All right. Well. All right. That's that mystery solved.
Maybe. Hey, again, there might be a
Yeah,
dude named Scuttlebutt. You don't know. Rare could have just
maybe
done that
added.
again to make people think that it's just using some old terminology. We'll see.
Do you want it more lore around this event?
I always like the lore. I think it's fun to kind of
Yeah.
pick up on it. I mean, it's it's what gives that little bit of extra life to the game. If you just play it as a pirate game, it's just a pirate game. But if you kind of get into it and you understand what's going on in the world within reason, I mean, it goes pretty deep. I
Hmm.
don't go that deep into it, but I enjoy the little bits of lore, the little tricklings, the little stories that come out of it. So
Yeah, me too. I just wish there was some, I read this in my notes, some journals laying around for us to hunt to give a bit more explanation. I mean, that would have been enough for me, some journals. But
yeah.
oh well. I've got some questions for you too. I don't know if you know this, but how does the inventory space work with these cannonballs? Because the one day I can only pick up 7, the other day 8. I said in my review 8, which is stupid because when I played it again I could have 9, and I have no idea how this system works. Do you know?
Oh, with regards to the new cannonballs?
Yeah, how much can you carry?
Oh. um, I don't think I paid that close attention to how many of the new cursed balls I had. I think.
No,
Oh, I'll have to go back and look at my video. But yeah, you do have a limit, but I don't. I think that limit is not the same amount as the regular cursed cannonballs. So, if you have 5 or 6 cursed cannonballs, I think you can still get like 6 or 7 of the new ones, and they don't have a limit on the regular cannonballs. I'm gonna have to go look. I'll have to experiment because
yeah, as far as I can tell, it doesn't influence the regular ones. Um, yeah, but I don't know. I really don't know. So
yeah,
if you know, or later, or somebody in the comments, you can write it down and tell us
yeah,
because I'm a little bit confused about that. I feel stupid too because I said it wrong in my review. Nobody noticed, so thank God for that. They will now, but fuck it. No, but because I hate that stuff, right? If somebody comments on my videos and says, "All right, you've done your research wrong," that's no, that's true. That's on me. Like I didn't do it proper. So,
right.
and I want to get it right. Well, let me know if you guys know the answer. Um, would you want ghost sloops and ghost brigantines?
I suspect that we will probably get those at
All
some
right,
point. Yeah, I
because
mean,
I don't think so. Because they're easy enough. Like the normal ones go down with 3 hits, so it's easy enough for sloop. So you don't really need to make a sloop version. And what looks more like a ship, a galleon, like a sloop and a brigantine still look a bit weird, but like a galleon is like that's a ship, that's a pirate ship. So I like it for them just to be, galleons only, and you don't really need to downsize it to make it easier. The only reason you would do it is because you could, and is that really a good reason? But I know that's how I feel about it. I don't really want them.
that's a good point. They are relatively easy to beat right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it just seems odd that they wouldn't provide the same mechanic to add more content into the game. But they
Hmm.
would have to rebalance how easy a single ghost ship would be to beat. I mean, 3 cannonballs and hit them anywhere that's a joke. I mean, they're not even challenging. The challenge comes in the quantity that you have to deal with,
Yeah,
not in the
indeed.
individuals. Yeah.
And the sailing, I do love it. Like, just I probably told this before, but just the fact that the maneuvering through to in the entire battle is such a big part of it. I just really like it because usually when you sail from island to island, like if you're on the helm, it's a bit boring. Let's be fair. Um, but during that battle, somebody that's on the helm is constantly doing something and really influencing the battle, making it like a really exciting encounter for the entire crew, where everybody is doing their part, and yeah, I really like that. Yeah, that's the best thing about this update, in my opinion. Let's see. I think I'm going to go over my notes, see if I missed anything. Oh yeah, this one thing. I can't remember if it's in the event, the world event, or the Order of Souls battles, but there are ghost ships, and they have the ghost captain sails, and they also have the ghost figurehead, like the Athena 10 figurehead. Um, so is that on purpose? Is the Athena faction really the Ghost faction? Because we think of Athena as the Pirate Legend faction, but it's not really, right? It's more the Ghost faction. So, do you think there's a relation between the Ghost ships and Athena because the figureheads is the same, or I don't know. How do you feel about this?
To be honest, I didn't notice that figurehead, but that does bring up a really interesting point because you're right. The Athena's faction is all ghosts.
Yeah.
But it seems weird that, well, I guess that with the Order of Souls, it's not really Flameheart. I'm just trying to figure out why those Order of Souls ships would have the Athena's figurehead if it's the Pirate Legends crew, I guess. That's weird. I'm not sure. That's a strange design choice. So does that mean that the Order of Souls are old Pirate Legends that have gone rogue? And we're like we're bringing them in?
Yeah, because that's also interesting, because just to make it less confusing for the listeners, because the Order of Souls ghost ships are not the ones summoned by Flameheart, and they say it in the lore too. I think Duke tells us. He says that well, it's in my notes actually. Yeah, Duke told us the Order of Souls is not yet desperate enough to go against him, and him is meaning Flameheart. So that's a direct quote from the game. So the Order of Souls is not battling against Flameheart with those ghost ships. So they are other ghost ships, which opens up a new can of questions. So again, weird lore-wise, it's a bit weird. Anything you want to say about this too?
I think they probably should have introduced the Order of Souls ghost ships in the next update. Because then you could at least say something like, well, because Flameheart, has kind of crossed the barrier between the two different realms or whatever, that, souls are leaking out now. There's ghost ships floating around. I mean, some kind of explanation for that, but there isn't a lot of explanation right now between why there's Flamehearts and why there's the Order of Souls and what the Order of Souls ones mean. I try to address that a little bit in my video as well. I'm like, just so everybody knows, they're two separate things. The Order of Souls is different from Flameheart, even though they're both ghost ships. But it would be nice to have a little more information. Or we can just go with the game mechanics of like, people got tired of grinding through skeletons on every island, and now there's a different way to do the order, like they did with the merchants, right? So you have cargo, and then you have chickens, and you have deliveries. So this is just a different mechanic for allowing you to grind through that particular company.
Aye.
A little information would be nice.
Aye. Anything else you want to discuss about this new world event?
I would like, if I run into somebody, to do my alliance accommodations, please. Stop shooting.
I've been in a couple alliances now. I've only met nice people. I betrayed them, some of them.
Oh, yeah. That's why everybody shoots.
I've only met nice people. They met me before.
They're like, it's
falling for that again.
It's that Blubber guy, man.
We had one sloop joining our alliance, and there were Reapers, and they tried to screw us over in the end, but we showed our teeth, and we sent them running. And we still kept them in the alliance because we want some accommodations. But every time we did those fleets together, they kept their distance. We only need to tell them once. So that was good. They knew it was more profitable to not attack us anymore. Those
Reapers guys, man, they're always like that. It's 100% guarantee that a Reaper around you is going to betray you. 100%.
Yes.
It has never not happened to me.
I indeed. And that's it, right? That's it about the ghost ships, the world event at least. All right, cool. Because then we can go to our commercial break. There was a commercial break. I do hope they work. I can add them now. So if somebody in the comments, if you don't have an ad blocker and you just got a commercial, please let me know that you did. Or if you didn't, please let me know so I know everything is working. So let's waste no more time with that. Let's dive right into the Order of Souls. we're also going to keep this short because a lot of that, what we wanted to discuss with the Other Souls, we already discussed. But
Hmm.
let's go over it real quick. So, the Other Souls has new voyages, and their ghost ship fleet battles. You can only buy them when you're level 25, and the higher your level, the higher those voyages will become. So the difficulty is related to your level. The higher you are, the more ships and the more difficult the battle will be, but also, more rewards you will get. If you're not level 25 yet, don't fret. You can still buy one from free from Duke. It's a level 25 voyage, so even if you're a Pilot Legend and you want an easier battle, you can, get that one from Duke. It's all right. So yeah, with this new update, we have some more variety for the Order of Souls. So how do you feel about that?
It's nice for sure. I mean, uh, for example, I know you get upset with the fact that it's more skeletons all the time. So
Oh
maybe
yes.
Rare's listening. They're like, okay, no more skeletons. Now you can have some ghosts. So it's nice.
Hi.
It's a good variety. I mean, I feel like Order of Souls is one of those, like Merchant, that kind of needs that refresh, that needs a little bit more variety to do.
Yeah, but this is so much better than Stupid Cargo. Let's be fair.
It is. It's way
Like it's
better
it's
than
something
cargo runs.
original. It's really good. Yeah. So do you
But
think this is
those,
a yeah, no, go for it.
I was just gonna say, but the cargo runs. I mean, sometimes you get those plants and they're in your way. You can't see and you fall in the water. I mean, that's tough. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also really fun. Ah, damn. Everybody loves
Yeah, it's
cargo. Uh,
watering plants, man.
would you like to see this trend continuing, like with the other faction, giving more voyage variety?
Yeah, I think it'd be nice for sure. I
Mhm.
mean, it's always nice to have
Do
variety in the things that you do, especially when you kind of have to grind through them.
any suggestions? Have you thought about it? What you would like to see with the other factions?
Well, with merchants, I think it would be nice if they're doing continuing on the ship line would be to have merchant ships rolling around that maybe you have to protect,
Ah, yeah.
and then that would open up things for like reapers to have other targets to deal with and other player interactions. I think that would be something nice for merchant. For the gold hoarders, that one's a little trickier, but maybe something along the lines of like the Tall Tales tombs with the traps and stuff. So you're basically
Yeah, I
going
was
on
thinking about
an
that too.
adventure to go in and you got to solve these traps or these things. That's going to be a hard content one to do though, because you
Mm-hmm.
know. But you go there
You,
and then you
you,
get a really expensive treasure chest or something.
yeah, indeed. I was thinking along the lines too. It's hard to come up with stuff. I'm sure Rare does a way better job at that if they are planning to do more. Would
Yeah,
you want to see a voyage for the Hunter's Call?
sure. Again, I don't ever fish. I think the
Oh,
splash.
yeah, but the voyage can be something else, like hunt this octopus or hunt this poisonous sea turtle or something like that.
Oh yeah. I guess that would be a little more interesting. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I might do some hunter's call if it was a little more interesting for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now it's
like
just
a
fishing for most reps, so yeah.
yeah. I just hand in gems. I think for the last Splashy Tail event, I handed in one Splashy Tail, and it just was only because I happened to have one on me. I didn't even catch it. So
All right, I like it. Like, and if people are still struggling with getting all the fishes, listen to this podcast while you fish. Like, really,
there you
just
go.
stand two and sea posts, just fish while listening to us. Time flies by. You're
Absolutely.
gonna have an amazing time. At the end of it, you're a few levels higher. All
Yep.
right. So I'm looking again, looking through the notes. A lot of stuff we have discussed. We talked about the accommodations already.
Hmm.
Unless you want to add something else to it.
No, I think we're pretty
All
good.
right.
You've covered everything that I had in my notes.
Yeah, because the accommodations are cool. Like some are alliance focused, which I like, because it teaches us news players too. Like, hey, what's this alliance thing with this new event? Let's try it out, and then they finally know how to accept an alliance because they still don't. So
Right.
I like it that there are, accommodations like that, especially like the PvP focused one, like hitting another ship with Wraith balls, promote
Hmm.
some PvP interactions, like, hey, how do the balls work? And then, oh, they're fucking OP. Let's go get them, right? Let's betray our alliance at the end of this battle because we want those Wraith balls. We also talked about the rewards, about the Burning Blade and the Ghost Captain Sales. They look nice. Both of them look nice. Still haven't unlocked them yet, but nice. We talked about the other pieces, probably coming. We'll see. We talked about the variety. So I think that's... Oh, no, one thing that stuck out to me, and that is you only get rep, like Order of Souls rep, at the end of the battle and not during the battle. So that kind of feels weird, especially if you're doing a fleet. You're battling for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. You haven't gotten any rep at all, and then another ship comes and scares you away, and they finish the battle and they get all the rep, which is a bit weird because you've done, quite some battling yourself, and you didn't get any rewards for it. So how do you feel about that?
That kind of is the same MO that Order of Souls is right now, though. I mean, you have to go onto an island, you have to defeat the skeletons, you have to get the skulls yourself and bring them back. This is kind of the same thing.
If you kill a skeleton and you pick up a skull and you bring it back, you get rep for that. So you get rep for getting its skull. So you get rep throughout the voyage, and then you get some extra rep when you finish the voyage. But that's how it works.
Oh, you're referring to emissaries. You're referring to emissary rep, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I got the confusion. Yeah, no, I'm talking about emissary rep. Yes, I'm talking about emissary rep. So you get the emissary rep you get at the end of a skeleton fleet. The ghost fleet battle, and not when you kill, your first wave, or not when you kill a leader. No, you only get it when you finish the voyage, which takes quite a long time to do. So how do you feel about that?
Okay. I suppose it does still make sense because it does follow the emissary kind of experience path. So you have to touch treasure, you have to put treasure on your boat, and you have to hand treasure in to build up your emissary. I guess the only difference with that is, oh yeah, that's true. If you sink a skeleton ship, you get emissary rep immediately. So yeah. So maybe sinking or removing skeleton ships should give you some emissary rep?
Yeah, when you kill a leader, that seems fair to me.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point. You should get something for defeating the skeleton ships for sure then, yeah.
Yeah,
because every other...
hormones flow throughout the battle too. Yeah. Instead of just at the end.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right.
That's how game design works.
Yeah.
You'd be happy.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right, though. That you should be getting something for that then. Because in every other instance, when you beat a Megalodon, you beat one of the Ashen Captains, or any captain, like the random spawned ones, or you sink a skeleton ship, you do get emissary rep. So why don't you get it with the skeletons?
Let's go to the next topic, and that's Shanties. And I love this, because this really shows Rare is listening. We've won this for well over 2 years. We want more Shanties. I think, to be fair, over 2 years ago we got the one new Shanty when the Megalodon event came for the first time. And after that we didn't really get any new Shanties at all. So hey, we want them, and they added them. So how do you feel about these new musical choices we have?
Oh, I like it. I always enjoy it when a crew plays together. It's just kind of fun. Yeah. As long as they're not doing it in the middle of a battle, while someone else is fishing. But the fact that you can play Shanties with your crew and other crews is really awesome. And I'm glad that Rare figured out how to do it. And I think the reason why it took 2 years is because I bet you they had to redo the entire way that Shanties were created, the memory imprint that they have, how they're streamed in, how all of the stuff times up. I suspect that their original implementation of the system just didn't support it. And then they went, wow, this is such a cool mechanic, but we can't really do it. We need to go back to the drawing board and make something that can support it. And it took that long.
Let's take a moment and stand still, because how amazing is that they've done that? Because we wanted it so many times over and over again. And they said, all right, it's going to be a lot of work, but we're going to do it. And they did it. So
they did it.
Wow, how amazing is that? Yeah.
Yeah, super. That's incredible. So thank you, Rare. It's all the small things that really help.
All the small things indeed. So you've also noticed then that there are still 2 spots open in that radical.
Mm-hmm.
Is that intentional, or did they just couldn't fill it up?
Oh, I think it's intentional. They just built out a system that allows you to, well, as they've already shown us, add new instruments and now add new shanties. So I suspect that this works very much like the inventory system, where they now have the ability to go in and add things as needed. So yeah, absolutely. There's going to be more instruments and more shanties coming, and they just have the ability to do it now. So
yes. How do you feel about buying them? We touched upon this before, but now, and back then we said, like, yeah, buying them in Emporium, but the service can't handle it, so it's probably not going to happen. Now it is very feasible. It's, we know they can do it. So would you like to buy Shanties now in Emporium?
Yeah, I would. Again, I like to support Rare
too.
as long as they're not too expensive, and then I assume that what they would have to do is the people that don't have the shanty that you're trying to play would automatically play it.
Of course,
it was going.
Yeah,
similar to how the Pirate Legend We Will Sail Together. Oh, I guess you have that now. But wait, does everybody have We Shall Sail Together, or only Pirate Legends?
Only Pirate Legends. Yeah.
Ah, so we can actually choose to play it anywhere. But okay, so traditionally back in the day, you could stand over the Pirate Legend hideout, you could start your song, and anybody can join in on your song, even if they weren't Pirate Legend. So I assume that the new shanty system is similar. So if I buy some premium shanty and I start playing that premium shanty, everybody can join in with their instrument, regardless of if they've bought the shanty or not.
Of course.
So,
and that's good.
Absolutely.
That is good because people are like, oh, what is this shanty? And then you say, oh, I bought it for something overpriced, and then they're like, oh, I want to buy it too.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they're truly unique and if they're Disney price, I would want them to.
Yep.
So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll for sure support them in that.
So have you played all the new shanties, by the way?
I have kind of gone through them. They're cool, but I think I want to hear what they sound like when I have a full crew.
Yes, like the most people I've got together were 3, and I test them all out a little bit, just to check them out. I haven't really got them new favorites yet, and I haven't listened to it in a full crew yet. So I still have that to look forward to. But as it is right now, I love it. Some amazing new tunes. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And Rare is listening. It took them 2 years, but they're adding stuff that we asked for since the beginning. And you never know. Next month we'll be able to name a ship. We can hope.
Maybe. I hope so. It's coming.
So next topic, and that's the new daily event. And I am, of course, talking about the Ashen Expeditions, which will be there every Tuesday. And what happens on those Tuesdays? Well, it's really simple. All Ashen loot will have more value in both rep and gold. We haven't played this, obviously, since we are recording this on the Sunday. So, Sunday's not Tuesday. But I really like this piece of information because it gives us another reason to go back into the roar, and hopefully more people will follow us there on those days. So, your thoughts on this new daily event?
I agree. I think it's going to help with getting people back into the roar for sure. And yeah, I mean, more extra loot is great. Yeah, can't complain about that.
I remember us talking about this in the Cruise of Rage update too. We had those voyages with the Chest of Rage that got us into the roar. So that was a way of Rare making people go to the roar all together. So it was happening in the roar at that moment. And on the Tuesdays, they're doing the same. So a lot of people, once you've done your stuff in the roar, you're not going to go there anymore, especially if you don't need gold anymore. But now you still go because, ships are going to be there. I'll have an extra reward. So, hey, might be fun. Let's check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
There's one problem, and some of my subscribers addressed this before. I'm sorry, I can't remember your names, but I've read your comments. People are complaining right now that the ledger systems are a bit out of balance because a lot of people are doing alliance services. servers, sorry, and they're all doing cargo because it's really, if you got no people to worry about it, you can get a lot of money doing cargo. And what's worth more? Devil's Roar cargo. On Tuesday it's gonna be worth even more. So people are afraid, and I think rightfully so, that a lot of Alliance servers will go and do that cargo. And of course, it's fine. If you want to play the game, fine. But the downside is the ledger system, it will get out of balance for somebody who plays regularly and wants to get in the top tier merchant. He's going to have a really, really tough time because of those people, farming those missions. So, do you feel the same? Do you feel it is a danger, or is this, too much? They're afraid too much, and it's in reality is not that bad at all. So, how do you feel about that?
That's a valid point for sure.
Mm.
I mean, when you start to have a ranking system, and you still have the ability to kind of game that ranking system by taking over a server and just server grinding, you can't really compete against those people. I mean, there's no way around it.
Do you feel they have a big impact on the ledger system, or is it a small number that doesn't?
I think it's a pretty small number. Because, I mean, if you look at the ledger system, and you look at your current rankings and stuff like that, I mean, there's, I don't know what the lowest ranking is when you first start. But, I mean, you're looking at like 65, 70,000, I think, is like the lower tier stuff. There's 70,000 people playing. How many of those are actually server grinding with alliances? Probably like in the hundreds. So, yeah, those people are going to be up in the top 10. For sure. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Just like that individual that hit 75 in the Reapers in the first day the patch came out, right? They just server grind. Like, that's going to happen. And, it's going to have an impact on the ledger. And if you're not in one of those servers and you can't dedicate 16 hours a day to grinding cargo runs, which you really shouldn't just do anyways because this is boring, but you're not going to be in the top 10. So what?
Yeah.
You're still going to get you're still going to make your emissary grades. You're still going to hit your master levels. You're still going to unlock your stuff. But you're just not going to be in the top 10. Doesn't matter. It's going to reset in 2 months anyways. Or a month.
No, that's how I feel about it too. It's always hard to really get a feeling about how much those small numbers influence the total. Usually it's not that much, and I don't really know how it is, so it's always hard to tell. But if I got to think rational, I think you're right. Like it's a small number of people, doesn't affect it that much, even though it does feel a little bit unfair. The only thing I can say against it is that I'm top tier with everything except merchant, which is like, is it because people are doing those alliance cargo, or did I just not do enough merchant? But probably the latter. Probably the latter, if I'm being fair. Something I also want to address is that they removed the fortnight. So we have a new daily event, the Ashen Expeditions, but they removed another daily event, the fortnights. Where fort loot was worth more during Friday nights. Any theories on why they removed that event?
Maybe just for variety, just to switch it up.
So you think next month Ashen Expedition is going to go away and we get a new day that's something?
Maybe, yeah. Just to keep it fresh for people.
Would you like that?
Yeah, I think that would be nice because we discussed this before as well. Sometimes when you say, hey, it's fortnights and it's at this time on this day, what happens if you work on Fridays? This is the issue that I had before. Like, Rare should not do date-specific events because it does cause a problem with some of their player base to not be able to participate. But if you you remove fortnights and then you put it on like a Tuesday, right? And then you get rid of Ashen things and you make that on a Sunday or whatever. And you kind of ping pong them around. At least in that way, it gives people more opportunity to take part. Even if it's not like, it's still not the best way of doing it for sure. I mean, but at least it gives people some variety.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
I just like to think that they listen to a podcast and we're like, oh yeah, little Captain Blubber, he can play 4 hours during this fortnight. That's not fair for him. Let's remove it. That's
That's
what I
right.
like
It
to
could.
think.
You never know. You
Yeah,
did
because
have a
he
dev
really
on your
uses it
stream
all the
last time, so
time. Maybe more. Maybe they're all silent. You never know.
maybe.
So yeah, we'll see. I think we'll know for sure the next month if we'll get a new daily event. I like to think that it is true that they were like, yeah, it isn't fair for European player base because the Americans have an entire day as opposed to a short evening.
Right.
But your theory is also really valid. I think like switch it up because some people just can't play any Friday. So hey, let's make it a Tuesday now and another day next month. So sense in that too. We'll see.
Yep. We'll see.
Okay, so next subject is the Emporium. Some more stuff has been added, and we'll go over them step by step. And let's start with the ship.
Hmm.
And I want to, and this is a bit controversial, maybe not more for others than for me. But some of it you could earn, but if you want the entire blighted ship set, you need to pay now. So you could unlock the hull before, and I think the flag, the sails, and the figurehead, all good,
Yep.
fine event. But hey, wait, there are also cannons and a capstan, and hey, there's also a wheel. Do you want the entire set? Well, tough luck. That's about $10 you gotta pay if you want to complete it. So,
Yep.
how do you feel about this business mechanic?
Well, yeah, we touched on this earlier, but I don't like this aspect of it because,
Hmm.
like you said, I worked really hard. I didn't really work very hard. I watched some streams to get the ship set.
Aye.
Watch some streams to get the ship set, but it's only part of the set, and now have to buy the rest of the set. And then what happens later on if Rare goes, well, since we gave 50% of the ship away and the next Twitch drops will give away the other 50%, then you get into that situation where people are paying for content that is now free. And
Yeah.
like with the emotes and stuff, you're spending $1 or $2. I'm like, okay. But if I'm starting to spend ship amounts of money, that's a different thing. I feel like then I'm kind of getting screwed.
Yeah.
But now I'm in this weird state where it's like, well, I have half a ship. Do I spend the $10 or do I wait to see if it's all going to go free at some point?
Yeah. Do you think
You
they're
know,
gonna do that? Make it free, the other cosmetics?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
kind
and
of suspect that they
that's
might.
also sucks because you don't know, and that's not where you want to be as a potential buyer, like the
Yeah.
uncertainty.
I think they should not have put this in the Emporium. I think they should have given away the 4 items and then left it at that and then saved
Hmm.
the other 4 items, or 3 items, sorry, for future Twitch drops. I
Yeah,
think that's how they should have
yeah,
done it.
something like that would have been preferable too. I feel
Yeah.
like it's good that it's, well, on the other hand, and that's why I'm so conflicted, because if this was the Congress Bad Fur Day ship, for example, I would probably love this mechanic. I was like, yeah, I was planning to buy this ship. It's overpriced, and now, oh, for just $10, I have the entire ship. You know what? I was planning to give you guys some money anyway, so hey, uh,
Hmm.
we win, you win, we both win. Everybody's happy. I really like it. And this ship, I kind of want, because it's orange. I'm Dutch. I like it. And also I like State of Decay, and I'm a pretty big horror fan. So yeah, this ship should be right up my alley. But I just don't like it as good enough to pay $10 to complete it. That's a bit too much still for me, even though I'm actually the target audience. So um, it's
Right.
hard, and I'm not sure if I like this mechanic at all. And there are people, like, I'm a completionist, but there are people who are worse than I am and really need to complete it. And you're forcing those people to buy the entire set. But it's probably going to be a small percentage, but those people do exist. So yeah, they feel more pressure to buy it too. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm conflicted about this business mechanic for sure.
Yeah. You shouldn't be giving away free things and then also charging for the same things. I think
Yeah,
that's the problem. Again,
yeah,
emotes. If an emote's $1.20, You can get that from an ancient skeleton, right? So it's a little more forgivable. You're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But when you start getting into ship sets, you're getting into actual money,
That's
right?
true.
Kind of, because those ships are expensive. If you try to buy all of them, a full ship set with the extra sails and figureheads, you're looking at like $35, I think it is. It's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a skin. That's more than the game.
It's true. You can pay more if you want special figurehead and stuff like that.
Yep.
And they even made the bundle. The bundle is still the same price, which is weird as shit. Because if you go to the Emporium and people who are watching on Mixer, they can watch with me on the screen. Because I'm right here. I'm at the Blighted Ship Set collection. If I want to buy the entire bundle, it's still 2,500 ancient coins.
Right.
So they didn't even make the bundle cheaper if you want the last 3 items. Now, man, I can see myself pressing the wrong button and accidentally buying that. It's so weird. It's so overpriced. I mean, it looks cool though. So yeah, how do you feel about the ship? Like, pricing and business mechanics aside, how do you feel about it? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like the ship. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm tempted to get the rest of the ship, but I don't think I will. I think I'm going to hold out because I suspect that it's going to become free at some point. They're gonna drop the rest of it like in 6 months or something.
I've been to the website to see if I could find any information about that. There's none. When the event was up to earn free stuff, they said in advance, and let's be fair, I'm gonna give Rare lots of credit for this. They said in advance, these parts are gonna be free. You can earn them for free, and later the rest will be available in the Pirate Emporium. So they did announce that. So credit where credit is due. But it also makes me think that they're not gonna be free, the missing parts in the future. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
I told in my review too, if I get some ancient skeletons more, maybe I'll do buy it. If it's but I'm not gonna pay money for it. I did quite recently. I had an ancient skeleton of over 700 Asian coins, so that one definitely helped. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know. I just want to flex a little bit. I know it was crazy. It was our first. I didn't kill it. A crewmate, she killed it. And then the interface came on screen, and it was like the biggest bundle, and it was oh shit, this is tier 3 skeleton that she just killed, and we looked, and it is somewhere between 700 and 800 ancient coins that we got with one ancient skeleton. So yeah, that was a big one. I'm still happy about it. Still haven't decided what I'm gonna buy with it, so we'll see. I'm gonna save some more.
Right.
Something that doesn't need saving money is the new free shovel emote. And I like this trend because this is not the first time they're doing this. Like each month they're apparently giving an emote away for free. And last month we had the Joe Need emote, and now it's the shovel skills emote. So how do you feel about this?
I like them. It's nice to have free stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever actually use the shovel emote. Maybe if I'm just kind of goofing around with the guys on a boat, I might try and balance the shovel. But the emotes that I go for are usually the things that'll help me hide better, or things that I can taunt my fallen enemies with. So yeah, the shovel emote for me is like, it's cool. I'll take it. It's free. I'll probably use it at some point. Maybe if we're like digging up some treasures or something, and I'll just be like balancing my shovel, just trolling people. I don't know. But I do like it. I like the fact that they give a little bit back, and they do give some free stuff.
Yeah, totally agree. And more free stuff can be found in the new Hide and Peak bundle. It's not on the front page of the Pirate Emporium. You need to go to the Pirate tab, and then it's probably the first one. Yeah, Hide and Peak bundle. If you select it, the first emote, the Cannonball Hide, is also free. But you need to select the bundle first and then select the emote. So yeah, that's sneaky, but I don't get why it's sneaky. It's more free stuff, so go get it.
It might be just an oversight. They may have just forgotten to advertise
They've done this before. They've done this before. No, it's in the patch notes that it's free, so definitely intentional. But there's another sneak bundle. I think it's the hide and sneak, and this is the hide and peek, and the other one is the hide and sneak bundle, I think. And the first one and that one was also free when it just came out. I don't know if they changed it now. It could still be free. Can't check because I bought it. Bought it.
So did I.
But they did this before. Yeah, I know. But they did this before. But so maybe I don't know. Maybe they want to. Maybe because they feel like those hide emotes are really good and could influence the game. So that's why they're giving them away for free, because they are the ones that are free are the ones that are better for talking, right? That you curl up in both of them. So making you a smaller target. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe they're just being nice, but maybe both.
I think the last time they gave away the palm tree emote, remember the palm wave?
Yeah, I love it.
If you didn't grab that emote in time, it did go back to a sale item. So it is a limited time free.
Yeah, the same with Jonit and Show Skills too. It's only free for this month. Next month, you gotta pay for it.
So it's nice. You just go get them. Get your free stuff.
We also have dance emotes. They're called the Animal Dance Bundle.
Yep.
4 new ones. We have a cat dance, we have a parrot dance, we have a shark dance, and we have a squid dance. And we don't have squids in the game. So do you think the last one is a hint to more animal variety?
Maybe. It's possible.
Or is it me just wishful thinking,
I know that you want more animals. Who knows? Maybe they'll have more in there. I don't know.
Cool. I would want squids.
It's like a cool dance anyways.
To fight or something like that. I do look silly. Like my if you want to have a laugh, watch my review and watch me do this emote. It's I'm all jiggling. Like my belly's jiggling, my tits are jiggling. And I'm having a jolly old time. So yeah. And the shark dance.
Yeah.
The shark dance is that the one from that shark song?
The Baby Shark song, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a version of it.
Okay, yeah. Like the only reason I know that song is because my crewmates sing it. I've never heard the original version of that song. I don't even know where it comes from.
I don't know. It's some kid thing. My son listened to it a little bit when he was young, and it's super annoying. And it's one of those songs that gets stuck in your. Song. Yeah, it's probably.
I thought it was
6
recent.
years old. It's about 6 years
right.
old.
Yeah,
but
that's old.
It just keeps getting redone.
Terms.
Yeah, it's old for the internet terms, but kids still listen to it. It's like a parenting technique to calm your children out. Like they put that song on loop, and then it gets stuck in your head, and you're just like, "Get it out."
Interesting. My dad just used to beat me, but I guess time changed.
Sure, yeah, that also works. Yeah,
yeah, wonders. Still turned into annoying brat, but that's right. And the other dances, are they from something pop culture related too, or? Like the parrot dance or cat dance, yeah.
I was looking at them to see if there was any in there that would drive you crazy, and I was like, no, not. Cozy's not going to hate any of these, so I'm not going to buy them. I was hoping for a new crab dab for you.
Yeah, no, the crab dab is definitely more annoying for me. Yeah, no.
I got that whole bundle just waiting for you.
Yeah, crew. Oh, that's funny because we talked about that ancient skeleton we killed. Yeah, my buddy bought the crab dance bundle with that to annoy me.
Yep. It's going to be your thing. You're going to blow up on YouTube, and every time people see you now, they're just going to crab dab.
Oh, God, I hope not. But oh well. So those are the emotes. We also have some, semi-new pets, and they are called the Gold Curse pets, or Golden Curse pets. Gold Curse, right? Because they're made of solid gold, right? And when you say golden, it means their color is gold, right? Right.
They are gold. Gold cursed pets. Yep.
That's the only thing that's kind of hard about English grammar is the difference between gold and golden and stuff like that. And that's the hardest part about your language, and it's not even that hard at all. Anyways, let's dive into the Gold Curse pets. We have 3 of them. We have a capuchin, a parakeet, and a wildcat. And do you like them?
Yeah, they look really cool. They remind me of the Athena's stuff, which is nice. They are pretty expensive, though. I mean, individually
they're more expensive than a regular animal.
100 and some odd doubloons. So basically, they're $10 each.
No, they're
However,
not. No, they're
yeah,
not.
are they?
Yeah, yes, they are. You need to pay 649 coins
Oh,
for
sorry,
them.
649 coins.
A
Yeah,
pup. And let me just get the regular animal because they
they're
are
four something.
499. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's $1.50 more about for if you want them gold.
Yep.
Yeah, what do you think about them?
I like them. You know, like I like all the pets. I generally pick up all the pets anyways. I like the fact that these are similar to the cursed pets. So, you know, it's one of those things like people don't see those a lot, and it's kind of neat when you pull out like a skeleton cat or you pull out like your Reaper's monkey and they're like, "That's cool. What is that thing?" These are going to be one of those. You go in and you can buy something that's unique that people won't see very often. So I'll probably end up picking those up. I should note though that don't buy them in the Emporium.
Yeah.
Go to the Microsoft store or go to the Steam store and buy the bundle because you will get 2 of the 3. You don't get the monkey, which is kind of a shame, but you get 2 of the 3. Oh, I kind of want to say, I forgot what the price is on those, but I believe it's like $16 roughly to buy the bundle, but you get 1,000 ancient coins with the bundle as well, which only makes it about $6 or $7, I think, at the end. So you're actually saving money. You'll get 2 pets, and you'll have 1,000 ancient coins, and you get $25,000 in gold. But you know, so it's always better to buy the bundles in the stores, not in the Emporium.
I agree.
Speaking of,
I do like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, just side note. I actually ended up switching over to Steam from the Microsoft client.
Oh,
and
right.
So far, I think it's better. It's less crashy, for me anyways. I've been able to play full sessions without crashing at all. And it has in-game invites, which is really, really nice. I think the Microsoft one should do that. So basically, when I get an invite now, the invite is in Sea of Thieves. It's not through the Xbox app that I have to go hunt down and fight with and hope that it works. I literally can join a session from Sea of Thieves. I can't invite from Sea of Thieves, but I can join sessions from Sea of Thieves. So it's fantastic. I've 100% switched over. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, so I've heard more people saying that they're switching over. I'm like, really? Because it's the same game. Why should you buy it for Steam? But you know they like stuff like that better. But if you have it on PC, do you need to pay the full price again if you want it on Steam?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right.
It's on sale.
You were still willing to pay, well, what, $40? I think it is.
Yeah, it's $39.
Just to be able to play it on Steam.
I know. I was debating. I was like, but you know what? That's my contribution for this month to Steam or to Rare. I know it was a bit much, but I was I'm trying to play the game. I'm trying to get content out there for people, and as you know, when we tried to do our last stream, I've been crashing like every 10 minutes. So switching to Steam more or less has fixed those problems. My computer's still dying, but the issues that I was having with the Microsoft client have basically gone away. Now it's just hardware.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, that's good for people who are still debating if they should get the Steam. It's good that they know your opinion in it, so that's always nice.
Yeah, it's better. Do it.
All right. And to get back on track, because I actually have some more stuff to say about those gold cursed pets.
Okay.
Do you know the lore behind them? Do you know how they got gold?
They're cursed somehow. Maybe
they by licking too much gold.
Sure, it could be.
And that's the lore giving explanation. They well, for the cat at least. I mean, the monkey touched the gold, the cat licked too much gold, and the parakeet pecked too much gold. And that's also the lore given explanation to the golden curse. The gold curse, I should say. In when you do the Shores of Gold, 5 times and get all the accommodations. It's because you're too obsessed with gold. That's why the gold horse also have the curse. They surround them too much by gold, and that makes them turn into gold. So, and animals did the same thing. And there's another reason why I bring this up, because they are they look pretty solid gold, and they have jewels for their eyes. But the gold curse in game for pirates now is more like a smudge, like a golden smudge on your body,
Right.
but it doesn't really turn your eyes any different or anything like that. So I do hope there's going to be another curse, another gold curse that shows us the next step in that transformation.
That's true, because the Gold Hoarder has emeralds for eyes.
Indeed.
So I guess he's been also cursed a lot longer, so.
Yeah, that's true, but not that much longer, right? Because he used to sail with Ramsey, and we think of Ramsey as this. No, Ramsey's the pirate lord for people who didn't know. We think of the pirate lord as somebody who's really old and from a long forgotten time, and when it was all, new and fresh to Sea of Thieves. But it's only one generation away, because his son and daughter, they run the arena, and they're both quite young. So yeah, one generation away is all to play. So yeah, man, about 10 to 20 years can turn you into Golden Skeleton. So beware.
That's right.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, so I want a full gold course for pirates. And finally, we have some cosmetics in the form of outfits. We have some build red outfits for the cats and some ghost pet outfits for all of them. But for the ghost outfits, you need to be Athena level 20 if you want to buy them for your pets. So how do you like these outfits?
I prefer the Bilge Rats stuff versus the ghost outfits. The ghost outfits are cool, but I don't even wear the ghost stuff myself. It's a little too clowny and glowy for me. So
same.
Yeah. So I mean, I roll around in dirty Bilge Rat stuff now, and I'm Athena's 20, so I'll probably just do that with my pets too.
All right. Yeah, I just find I don't like the ghost ship and stuff in general, even the equipment and the items. I want to get them because they feel pristine, they feel earned, but I'm not gonna play with it, and I'm not gonna dress my animals like ghosts. No, it looks stupid to me. If you like that, sure, go for it. So before we dive into the next subject, which is gonna be the pirate chat and radical, so that's gonna be interesting. Before we're gonna do that, here's a quick commercial break. And welcome back. We're now diving into the pirate chat and radicals. I bundled these topics together because they influence each other. So, yeah, to give a summary, the non-verbal radical has been redesigned to provide a much wider range of phrases separated in categories. The top category still provides fast access to chats and alerts, while the second category is for strategy. So Rare is doing this to have more ways to communicate with each other and give directions. The third category offers contextual phrases specific to an item or ship interaction. With this change, it is also mapped on a different button now. So this is both for PC and Xbox. The non-verbal radical has now moved to RB on the controller and E for keyboard, ensuring players are free to move while communicating. This also means that the quest radical or radial, it's radical, right? No, it's radial.
Radio.
Radial. I'm saying radical all the time. I said it in my review too. I feel dumb. Anyways, the quest radial has been moved to a. I know it. I'm so bad at research. I'm a terrible YouTuber. You should unsubscribe. The quest radial has been moved to a submenu inside the equipment radial. But a standalone quest radial is still available as a keybind option. So, how do you feel about this new interface with Pirate Chat and your radials?
It's taken a little bit of getting used to still. I kind of like the fact that the quest radial is now in the space. Well, for me, it's spacebar area, and then I just select it. I originally had that mapped to my E key, which is now non-verbal radial stuff. So I've been, like I said earlier, I've been accidentally picking verbal commands as I'm playing the game because I'll hit E, I'll fat finger it or I'll think it's something else and I'll be yelling out in chat, "Look out!" or eat this banana, whatever. I think it's probably better because it does free up hotkeys, which is one of the issues I do have with Sea of Thieves. There's so many keys that you kind of want to hotkey, and then it's just there's too many. There's too many things that you want to do. But at least by moving these into sub menus, the map, for instance, is not a critical, I have to do this thing super fast. You can take your time and kind of open up the radial menu and then hit spacebar and then select a thing and read what it is that you're supposed to do. So I kind of like the fact that that is tucked away a little bit more, and I do like the fact that the nonverbal chat is on E. I just need to get used to it. So, because it was in a weird location before. I think I had it mapped to G. And when you're playing, it's hard to, like, on a console, you're sitting there going WASD, and then you're like, okay, let me reach over and get G. Okay, and then on this radio wheel, and it was kind of a pain to get to, so I didn't use it as much. And now, once I get accustomed to it, I feel like I'll use it more. So I think it's an okay change. I just got to get used to it.
All right. Yeah, I feel a little bit different because I was so used to getting a non-verbal pirate chat when I was holding a certain item. Like when you hold the spyglass, you can say, "Look out if I see a ship," or "I see, oh, it's close." And now you need to press another button to get that same reticle again. So it just takes longer. Probably gonna get used to it. But still, it's weird. I'm so used to just holding an item. You know what those phrases are when you hold that item, and now you get your other options first. And I really didn't like it, but now I have some more time to think about it, and I get what they're trying to do, because it's now the communication options that are now in the forefront are communication options to communicate with your own crew as opposed to another crew. So that's why I don't like it, because I communicate with my voice for my own crew, and I use the nonverbal to communicate with other crews. But a lot of people who don't have their own crew yet, or are doing open crew, or are playing with people who don't want to use a voice, for them this system is way better than it is for me. So I get what they were trying to do with this for sure. And with that in mind, it might be good. I don't know. You should ask newer players. I think it is weird where it is mapped now. I actually don't like the quest reticle. Again, we need to press another button to get to your voyages. And if you're trying to do an X marks a spot and you can't really find where it is, so you need to keep re-looking at the map over and over. Well, now you have more buttons to press before you can do so, which is just plainly annoying. So, in my review, I said I'm going to give it 2 weeks. I didn't give 2 weeks. I changed it yesterday. I was sick of it. So, I mapped my quests again to my right bumper. Yeah, right bumper on Xbox. So it's the same as before. And now I just need to get used to the new phrases, which I surely will. I'm just annoyed that, what I said before, like if you hold an item, you don't get those prompts straight away. You need to press B, I think, to get to that reticle again. So it's a bit annoying. Plus Ahoy is somewhere else, which I think one of the ones I use the most, and it's in the second reticle. So yeah, a bit annoying, but I'll get used to it.
Got it.
Yeah, a lot of people I was sailing with, they don't like this change. I don't know if you had the same experiences with other people. I don't know if you talked about that.
Yeah, my crewmates that I was my workmates, so that I was sailing with this week when we were doing the skeleton or the ghost ships. That was the same thing. They haven't played since the update. This was their first time, and they're like, "Wait, what's going on? Why are my hotkeys remapped? What's happening?" And so I explained to them what was going on. And they're like, "I don't know if I like this." And I think it's one of those things. You got to give it some time. You got to work with it, and then get over the newness to see if it's actually something that's good. So
I agree.
But they were struggling with it too. The same kind of thing.
So all right, that's the pirate shred and the Radials. Oh my god, I've been saying this wrong all my life now. Well, at least for the past 2 years. I always say radical.
Right.
Quest
Yeah,
radical instead of radial. Oh, I feel so dumb. Anyways, oh well. Um,
Sorry, you got it now. It's all good.
I got it now. We're learning. Like you can't learn an entire language in 1 week. Takes time. All right. Let's go to the other stuff, and this is a bit of a mix. So let's waste not too much time on each subject. Let's go at them. Let's start with the ledgers because they have a new design. Not that special. It looks, better, I guess. The main thing is that you can now compare your score with your friends if you want to. So have you been doing this? Do you like it?
Yeah, I've been in there kind of poking around, looking to see where all my friends are at. And like I said, you and Whipped have destroyed me in pretty much every emissary level. It's cool. Better. I find that the UI for this ledger thing is still confusing.
Yeah,
I think it needs another revision. It would be nice to just have, because there's scores all over the place. This is the emissary value, this is your value, then there's these other values over here, and here's a plus or minus number versus how much you need. And I'm sitting there going, What are you trying to communicate to me? Just put tier 1, 2, 3, 4, like your master, your basic, blah, 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 and have a progress bar that matches up. Just a bar. And it'll tell you where you're at on that ledger. You don't need scores. You don't need negative numbers, positive numbers, target numbers, where your numbers. It's a mess. It could be so much cleaner. And then the fact that you have to kind of go through multiple menus to even find the button to click to see your friends list.
Oh, yeah.
That took me a while to find. I was like, where? Okay, let me go into stats. Okay, there's stats. Oh, there's my friends thing. Now I go click on my friend. I don't know. I think the emissary thing is just still messy. I mean, it gives you all the information you need. And if you sit there and really look at it, you can kind of decipher what is going on. But it is not a very strong interface. It could be, take out 70% of the information on there, and it would be much better. Yeah.
No, that's true. And I also still don't... The more I play with this ledger system, the less I get it. Because for this month, we have the same rewards as the month before, and we don't get anything new. So, but it takes up this big chunk of your page. It's like half of your commendation page. When you click on that alliance.
Yep.
Sorry, not alliance. Trading company. When you click on trading company, it's like half your screen. One half commendation, other half is ledger system. And ledger system is not even important. Like, the only thing it does is see your progress if you haven't gotten 1 or 2 rewards yet, and the other one is you need to be in top tier if you want a certain achievement, and that's it. That's the only use of the ledger system, and I really don't get it. Like I said, the more I play with it, the less I get it. And I get probably there are some people who really want to be in the top 10 or something like that. For them, it's nice, but it's such a small percentage of players. So I do.
Well, it's going to be
the
top 10% players are going to be those people that do the PvE Alliance server grinds.
Yeah.
You're never going to beat those people.
Yeah,
you will never. I mean, if you can get under, I would say, if you can break 1,000 on any ledger system as an individual player who's not grinding, I think that is really, really good. Like, that's a lot of effort to break 1,000. You're never going to get in the top 100. I don't think you'll ever reach that, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it. Do you think they took a wrong turn with this ledger system, or do you feel different about this?
I think it's fine. I mean, if you're one of those types of players who likes that level of competition, who really wants to be in that top list, who wants to really stat compare against other players and your friends, it's fine. For me, I don't care. I play the game, and then usually I'll kind of go in and kind of look at the ledger and be like, oh, hey, look, I hit master level in whatever emissary I'm in. I'm like, that's cool. I'll get a flag, a sale. Yeah, and I'm like, sure. And then I'll look at you guys and my friends for a bit, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's cool. They're like way up there." And then that's it. I don't look at it anymore for the rest of the month. So,
yeah, but that's what I was getting at, right? Like, it's okay. Like, I don't think they should remove it entirely. No, it's fun for people, and you get some more rewards. It's fine. Like, it doesn't devalue the game or anything like that. It adds to it, only not that much. The problem I have is that that's like really big in your screen. Like, I would much prefer to have this ledger system somewhere in the options when you start up the game. Like, oh, you can adventure, arena, part Emporium, what's new, and like a little sliver there. Oh yeah, watch my progress on a global scale. Because I really don't get it. Because this makes us click to another screen, which is not consumer friendly. So that's how I look at it. Because when do you look at your ledgers? Once, or maybe twice, just to see if you get there. Well, you can do it from the main menu, because we're not using it all that much when we're playing the game. So, but something like accommodations, we check those way more often. So why not make it so that you click on your order souls, for example, and bam, there you have accommodations, and not another click. So that's how I feel about it.
Agreed.
Oh well.
Well, UI design, good UI design is set up in the way that you don't force your players to click through multiple layers of windows. I read a rule once that says if you've done more than 3 deep, you're doing it wrong. Which is fairly...
That's not what she said.
Oh, boy. You're going to get demonetized, my friend.
Oh, my God. I couldn't monetize the last podcast proper. It's like it has problems because we curse too much in it. I got a notification. This is the second time it happened. The first time was where my video Rude and Salty, which is fair because there's a lot of people swearing against me and my crew. It's fair. Like, I never expected that to get to the censor. But the other one, the entire podcast, it's how do you call it? Like semi-suitable for ads. So yeah, I don't care, by the way. Like, I don't care if a good podcast is a good podcast. Maybe we swear, maybe we don't. So
Right.
All right, Gold Order Skull. It doesn't give rep anymore.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah. I don't get it. Like, I think it's because it's a telltale item. But you can still turn it in at Order Souls, and you can still turn it in at the Reapers. But you don't get any Reapers rep, and you don't get any Order Souls rep anymore, which is, on one hand I get it, but I'm like, really, guys need to remove that? Like, really, was that much of a difference? I always thought it was a neat little bonus if you did that final and long telltale. What's your opinion about it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would give so much rep that it would make any noticeable difference to anyone. So
yeah,
why bother?
Indeed. Yeah. Oh well, but they done it. Something I do really like is the when using a cannon, the cannonball radial now uses a revised priority order for displaying cannonballs, chain shot, firebombs, blunderbombs, and cursed cannonballs. Basically, what it means is that your normal cannonballs are always on top, and your firebombs, chain shots, and blunderbombs also have their designated spot. And after that, in the radial, you'll get your cursed cannonballs, and now also your ghost cannonballs. I feel this change is nice. It you know exactly where you need to be in your radial at each given moment. So it's nice to train some new muscle memory. How do you feel about it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is needed. I can't tell you how many times I get into combat. I'm like, okay, radial menu. I'm looking around the radial menu. I'm like, where's the ball I'm at? Oh, it's that one. Okay, click it. And then my opportunity's missed. So now, again, like you said, train some muscle memory. Now it'll be like, I know exactly where it's going to be. I don't even have to think about it. I'm like, I need to get a chain shot. Boom, chain shot, fire. I mean, I'm so glad they did that.
Indeed. The harpoon now retracts rapidly, allowing players to fire again and more easily hit moving targets.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, that's all I want to say about it too.
Those drive-by resource grabs and you miss and you're like, come on, just retract, come on, and it's too late.
Yeah, it's nice. I still feel it could be a little bit more faster still, but it's nice that they've done this change. Not, doesn't need to be too fudged too, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's so the harpoon is also the last of the other stuff I want to discuss. Not that much. I think most of the quality of life improvements they did with the previous update, so now we have a little bit less, which is fine. It's all good. So as in total, how do you feel about this update as a conclusion?
It's a lot of fun. They've addressed a lot of issues. They've added a lot of things that we've asked for. They gave us a new game mechanic. They gave like a new world event. They've opened up a lot of opportunities for future stuff that we've discussed numerous times. It was good. Like I really can't complain about Rare in their updates. I mean they do solid updates all the time, and it speaks to their quality as a company. So I always look forward to their stuff. Every month I get excited like a little kid on Christmas. I'm like, ooh, what's this month gonna be? I like it. It's good. Keep it up, Rare. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, totally agree. Especially because it's changed up the gameplay. I love naval combat in this game, and this is a purely naval focused update. At least it feels that to me. It feels way different than skeleton ships. It's fun to do. It's fun to get in alliances again, and betraying them, of course. No, I love it. I like the effects, I like the atmosphere, I like the music. Solid update. Solid update. Yes. So, our final segment of this podcast is doing the message in the bottle, and we have quite a lot. And because we have a lot, we're going to have a commercial break right now. Welcome back. We're going to answer some questions from our community now. So for the people who are watching on Mixer, this is the time to type in any questions. We'll go over them if you type them in. So we'll answer your questions. And we also have a lot of questions from my own community. And those are all comments left behind on the previous podcast. So let's discuss those first. And we have a lot.
Okay.
All right. Let's start with Luxor first. I love this guy. He always comments on my videos. So he has 7 questions for us. 7 questions for us.
This guy's a champion.
He is, and some of them are quite good actually. So let's quickly go over them. Some of the stuff we already discussed, but no, let's answer them anyways. His first question is, what do you think of the button remapping for opening quests? He says, I hate it.
Well, I think again, I think it's a learning curve thing. It's different. It breaks our muscle memory. It's one of those things that you kind of just have to work with it for a while and then get a really good feel with it. Because when you switch things up, fundamental muscle memory related keys, it does cause you chaos for like the first couple of weeks for sure. So I don't want to say it's good. I don't want to say it's bad. I just think we need to let's talk about it next month. We'll have a much better idea of how we feel about it.
I feel so too. And don't forget, Luxor, you can always remap and kind of play around with all the mapping. Even if you're in Xbox, you can do that. Just go to the menu. It helps a lot. And the tip I always like to give is mapping your food to your right control stick. That really does wonders in PvP. And to be more on topic, like I've mapped my quest reticle back to the way it was before. So maybe try some of those things. Anybody else who's struggling with that, give it a try. Or not, or try to learn it a new way. Did I say reticle again?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, quest radial. All right, shit. Now there you go. I need to get used to it. All right. The second question is: Sea of Thieves has always been a cosmetic-based game. You can't get any better weapons than other players until now. With the addition of the ghost ship fleets and missions, the new wraith cannonballs were added, and those things are pretty strong. The thing is, experienced players can get their hands on them very easily. After this month, you'll have to be level 25 in Order of Souls to get the missions. Sure, there is this world event, but for some crews who aren't good at the game, they won't be able to do it.
Well, the Order of the Souls is not going to provide you with the Cannonball Crate of the Damned. Only Flameheart. So the Order of the Souls being level 25 doesn't matter. Those are literally just grind out skeletons. To be fair, newer players are going to have a harder time than more experienced players doing Flameheart. Absolutely. But if you do the Flameheart thing a lot, you're going to get really good at it. And that means you could be better than a lot of the players who might be more experienced but focus their time on PvP and don't bother to do the event. So they may never even get the cannonballs. So, it's...
And it's always a small number too. Like, if I were a new player, like the chance of me getting into, coming across an experienced crew with this Wraith cannonballs, even if they didn't have them, they would probably kill me. Now, when they do use the Wraith cannonballs, I might be curious, like, hey, I want those balls too. How do you get them? And then I'm just gonna, make it a goal to keep getting better at this game.
So here's a question for you, Cozy, because you and I, we both play a lot.
Yes.
Would you, in your experience, you log on for the night, you're going to go and play, we are both very PvP focused. Are you going to take 45 minutes of your time to go out to beat Flameheart just to get cannonballs, just so you can sail around to shoot them at people? Now, obviously, accommodations aside, I mean just on a regular gameplay. Would you spend...
No.
Exactly, neither would I. I would not do that, because I'm there to do other things. I'm not there to go beat Flameheart. So, yeah, exactly. If there's an opportunity, if there's a ship up, they're on the last wave, we go and wreck the ship, we steal their treasure, we get the cannonballs, yes. But I would not go out of my way to make sure to play to get cannonballs and then go hunt people. I would never do that. It takes too much time. So.
And this is exactly what Sea of Thieves is, right? You start up and you have no idea what you're trying to do. Like, before I play, I have no idea what my goals are going to be that day. I just go with the flow. And the same with this, and the same with those cannonballs. I might get them in that session, I might not. And, so that's Sea of Thieves to me. So I don't think people are going to make their goal to get those balls to have an advantage. It just happens naturally, and if they have them, they might use them. That's how I see it.
Yep. For accommodations, if you're an accommodation hunter, I could see people doing that for the next month or two. Yes. But I suspect that it will probably drop off pretty quick after that.
Yeah, totally agree. So if you're having some experience now with getting those Wraith balls against you, it's probably because people want to get the accommodations out of the way this month. So yeah, at least that's what I will be doing too. I will be using your trick too, actually. I'm going to use it on skeleton ships just to speed it up. All right. His third question is, the new ghost ship fleets are cool, but doesn't having Flameheart there ruin the story if you haven't done the Seabound Soul yet? Maybe to help with this, they have the symbol for the burning blade in the sky instead of his face.
Yeah, I could see that. If you have not done the Tall Tale, and say you don't really you haven't played the game for a long time, you wouldn't even know who Flameheart is. So you'd be like, who's this big flaming dude in the sky, and why is Duke telling me that he's at it again? Like, you would have no idea. You'd be completely lost.
But you're going to find out anyways, right? If you haven't done the Seabound Soul yet and you see a burning blade symbol in the sky, you go for that. Like, all the new players, when they see an event, they want to check it out. Because they don't know how to vote for Voyage. But they do know how to sail to a skeleton cloud or something like that. So I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I do get the concern that you get a spoiler that way.
Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't know what the spoiler is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's true. It's just the way it is. And I think if people do the event first and then do the Seabound Soul, they'll have, it's this guy and this takes actually place in the past. But that's a problem you have with this. You want to have a linear story in this game, something that progresses, but you also want to have new players experience the story from the start. So you're always gonna bump into that. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Like, it's not ideal, but I wouldn't know how they could solve it otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think you can. That, like you said, the open world and the fact that everybody can be doing different things at different times, weaving this storyline in here, of course they're going to cross paths at some point. There's no way to prevent it.
All right, this fourth question is, do you think that the fleets and missions for ghost ships are annoying? And he's asking this because you could have a tall tale there or a mission, or you can and you can maybe run into ghost ships while you were actually trying to avoid them. So how do you feel about that? Do you think they can be annoying?
Yeah, I could see that if you're trying to get to a specific island and all of a sudden that's where an Order of Souls ghost fleet is. Yeah, but I mean that's also part of Sea of Thieves, the emergent behavior. So you could be on your way to an island and get krakened and have a skeleton ship and have a megalodon pop up on you all at once and ruin your day. This is another one of those examples, right? Like this could happen.
Yeah.
And you're just going to have to deal with it. It becomes part of your gameplay session. It becomes part of your story because the next day you're going to be telling your friends, I was doing this cool thing and then all this craziness happened and then I got sunk. You know, like that's the thing that makes Sea of Thieves great is the stories, not necessarily getting, from A to B in safety. No one talks about that. They talk about the crazy stuff that happens.
I totally agree.
Yeah, so it's gonna happen. I when I was doing the Order of Souls a couple of days ago, that specific thing happened to a dude. He was on the island that I got the Order of Souls thing to when I was collecting footage, and he wasn't on his ship. And the skeleton or the ghost ships show up, and they absolutely destroyed him. They wrecked his ship. They sunk him. I was like, ooh, I felt a little bad, but it was beyond my control. I didn't know what island I was going to get, but unfortunately, yeah, he met one of those events that happens when you're playing the game. So,
Indeed. Yeah. Speaking about that happened to me. I was doing ghost ships and got krakened and got megalodon and I got skeleton ships too. So every PvE event we got, and it was hectic. For sure.
Oh, did you notice that the ghost ships also attack skeleton ships?
Yes, I did notice that, but I don't
cool.
know how. I don't know if they actively go for them or. And again, yes, I should have put this in our lore discussion because when we were talking about back, because they do. So are they different factions? Do they hate each other, or is it just gameplay oversight?
I think it's probably similar to how the devs thought it was really cool that when they introduced the skeleton ships, that the skeleton ships would attack the megalodon and vice versa. It's emergent behavior. They have logic in them that just says, hey, if it's not another of your type, go fight it. And so it's cool. It's cool. I like seeing this.
Yep. Indeed.
It's awesome seeing a skeleton galleon get blasted with a wraith ball by a ghost ship. I was like, that's awesome. Glad it wasn't me. So, yeah.
Indeed. All right. His fifth question from the Luxor is, what's your favorite new Shanty? He says, mine is either Happy Birthday or 1812.
I haven't done too many of the Shanties yet. Like I said, I kind of flipped through them all. I like We Shall Sail Together. I like the Pirate Legend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they revised it too. It sounds really good. That's one of my new favorites as well.
Yeah.
And also 1812. I really like that as well. But still, I need to play a little bit more. Like I'm still too. When I play now, it's like ghost ships, and when I don't really have a quiet moment to really experience the new Shanties. But I'll do. But and answer for now is We Shall Sail Together for sure. And I really like his other question. This is, what's been your favorite update Sea of Thieves has ever brought upon us? That's a really good one.
That's a hard.
I'll give you some time to think. I'll answer first because it's hard for me to. On the top of my head, like my gut reaction would be the Fort of the Damned.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
At that moment, I really liked it. I still really like it. To be fair, like I was getting a bit bored by it. But now that we have another new world event, I'm probably gonna switch around with that. I'm gonna really love FOTD again. That update came October last year, and just this month I was like, maybe I've done enough for the Damned. So that kept me busy for a long time. And I also really like the Heart of Fire because I just like the tall tale, being not having to worry about much stuff or losing quest items, just doing it from A to B and experiencing the story and so much puzzle pieces where fitting together thanks to that title. Also new questions. Let's be fair, also new questions, but a lot of answers, and I really like that. So yeah, I say Heart of Fire for the lore and single player experience, and FOTT for the PvP experience for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
FOTD for sure. I still love doing that. It brings out people. It every time that goes up, you know something in the server's going to go down. So that for me is a lot of fun, and I really liked the Hungering Deep because it was kind of the first. I think it was the first update actually.
It was the first. We're going old school here. First ever update.
Yeah, so it was the first update, and it was the first attempt where Rare said, "Hey, everybody, you need to come together and work together to beat a Megalodon, a new creature in the world." And I remember you had to have two ships, you had to have two crews, they had to work together. We all had to get this shanty. We had to carry the shanty across the sea to a specific place, and then when we all played the shanty, we would glow because all our tattoos that, again, we haven't used those tattoos since, but we have these tattoos on us where everybody would glow like the Athena's guys, and it would call upon this one Megalodon, which I assume, I don't remember exactly, but I assume that Megalodon was extra difficult to beat versus the ones that we have now.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was really hard to beat.
Yeah,
and it was a fleet to take that out.
Yeah, and it was so cool. You've got like 3 and 4 ships. Everybody's sailing around. We're trying to shoot this Megalodon. It's biting people. It's killing people. It's sinking ships. It was like Jaws. It was so much fun, and everybody's like playing, and it was a really good experience that I really, really enjoyed. And I was like, oh, this game is, because again, that was the first update. I'm like, this game is, I can see where it's going in this world, and I really liked it. So those are my two favorite.
All right. And his final question is, what do you think of a Sea of Thieves live event? What would be the best way to pull one off?
Oh, I hope they do that still. I hope that Flameheart with Wanda, whenever Flameheart kind of reaches his pinnacle, whatever he's trying to do. Because, let's be honest, the skeleton ships at the beginning, or not skeleton, the ghost ships at the beginning. Yeah. They're the beginning. He just reintroduced himself to the world. He's going to try and take back the Sea of Thieves. We haven't seen anything about the Ashen Lords. We haven't seen anything about Wanda. We just have the beginnings of these ghost ships. It would be fantastic if they made a live event. Again, we have time issues and dates and stuff. But some kind of world event that would happen with Flameheart where everybody in the particular servers needs to defend against something that's going to happen. Similar to what happened with the Cursed Sails event, but on a bigger scale. I think that would be phenomenal. Of course, it'd be hard to top that after.
I would like to see that too, for sure. All right. Well, thanks, Luxor, for your questions. They're really great. All right, let's go to Rico. He's asking me if I'm Dutch, and yes, Rico, I am. I am Dutch. Let's see. Oinarrow again. I think he posed 4 questions in the past before. I answered them with Nicholas and Uniball in the previous podcast, and now he has 4 new ones for us. So, His first one is, what would you say your favorite faction is? He says, mine is the Order of Souls. So, what's your favorite faction?
I played a lot of Athena's, just because I feel like it's kind of the end game. But I think my favorite faction is probably the Reapers, because I like the PvP and the pirating code that comes with the Reapers.
No brainer for me. Reaper's Bones. I like crushing the souls of my enemies. I like dancing on their corpses. I like the tormented screams when I slice their throats, and I get rewarded for it. So I love Reaper's Bones. Yeah. This next one is more interesting question. He said, what would you say the revive mechanic was necessary or just a neat feature?
I think it's a neat feature.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those kind of game mechanics, because how are we reviving this person? I guess we can pretend that we're putting bandages on them, but right now we're doing like some kind of crazy magical summoning.
It's waving him back to life.
come on, wake up. It's fine.
Can you
it
imagine
ended up
like seeing a car accident, somebody's laying there and you're just waving, oh, why doesn't this work? I'm waving
fanning them with your hand. But yeah, I mean, I was worried that this revive mechanic would have very negative side effects when it comes to crews versus solo people.
Yeah.
But I find
Does
that
it? Because you have more experience with it.
No, not at all. It has very little. I find that even when I'm in a crew and people are dying, like they could yell at me, "Hey, I died," and then you're like, "Okay, I have a second to come revive you, but where are you?" I got to run around and I got to get to them. There's not a lot of opportunity in that window in an intense moment where you can stop doing what you're supposed to do and go and revive somebody. So
Indeed.
It ended up not being as much of a problem as I thought it might become. But it's great when you're
stay that way.
Yeah. But if you die, if you're just kind of sailing around with your buddies, or you're on an island and, like a gunpowder skelly gets you, you blow up, oh, I died. Your friends can run over and revive you, and you just continue the gameplay. So in that sense, it's really nice, because now you're not sitting on the ferry waiting for 35 seconds or longer if you're on Xbox. Sitting there going like, come on, I just want to get back and play the game. Like, come on, let me in. You can just keep playing, which is nice. So it's a good mechanic.
Yeah, I feel so too. Well, kind of similar. I was afraid in the beginning too. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it gets used against me, but not that often. I can use it in my advanced too. If I kill somebody and his body is reviving him, I can pretend to walk. I do this when I can. I do that. I pretend to go away from where the initial battle was, so I know his body's going to revive him, and then I get back and then stabbing him in the back. I love doing that. Like I'm not the best. I'm not the best PvPer. Like I miss some of my shots. Like I'm not a PC player. I'm an Xbox. Like tons of better people are better than me at shooting people, but I'm good at this stuff. Like outthinking my foes like that. Like I fucking love it. I fucking love it. And to me, that feels like a very powerful thing to do if you fight your battles like that. Another question. He asks us, do you think dual-wielding swords or pistols would be a cool addition to the game, or do you think that they would be abused? First of all, I think if Rare implements something new, especially when it comes to combat, they're trying to figure out how people can not abuse it. So to think... So let's rephrase that question into, would we like dual-wielding swords or pistols?
Yeah, I guess dual-wielding ranged weapons is probably okay. I mean, we kind of do that now anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Dual-wielding swords seems... I don't know. I don't know if that would be good or bad. I'm not entirely sure.
I wouldn't even know how to implement that. I don't know what the gameplay, how do you say, the benefit. Why should you do it? Like, what, more variety or how would we?
You would absolutely destroy an up close opponent very, very quickly, and people already have that complaint with the sword now. They're like, sword's overpowered, and sword's not overpowered. If you let a guy get an inch away from you and he hits you with a sword, you're gonna die. Like, come on. It's the same thing that people complain about dual wielding or double gunners, right? They sit down at the bow of your ship and they just shoot you before you ever get to them. Well, that's what they're good at. Who cares, right? Like, I feel in that sense, and I know people are going to flame me again for this, but I feel like your combat's relatively balanced, right? Like, every play style works in its own capacity and how it was designed. So, if a sword guy knocks you down and you're double gunning and you cry about it, well, you let him get to you. And if you're a sword guy and he shoots you from a distance, don't complain about it. Like, I don't feel like it's that bad, but, whatever.
I can already feel the comments coming again.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. People are opinionated by it, and I can get why. And it's all good.
I get it all the time. And
as long as you
every video I put out, I have people go,
thanks to you.
Well, yeah, it's like, oh, you use the sword for the whole.
Know what he's talking about.
Yeah, You used a sword the whole
you
time. You
right in.
suck. You're a no skill player. Fine. Then I use the blunderbuss to find my ladders, and somebody's like, "Oh, you suck. You use the blunderbuss." It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I use all the weapons. It's like, anyways, doesn't matter. Flame on.
I get it. It's all good. It's all good. It's all engagement.
Yep.
But to get back to the question, I would like to see that because it reminds me of the pirate fantasy, double wielding pistols.
Mm-hmm.
But again, do I think they're gonna do it? No. Do I really want them to do it? No, not really. We have those 4 weapons. I know people are constantly talking about more weapons, more weapons. I don't think we're gonna get more weapons. Not like something like the main 4. We're not gonna get a 5th or anything like that.
Exactly.
We don't get
Maybe
like it might get revised. We get some tweaks, of course, but nothing entirely new. I think. Yeah.
right. Maybe more throwables because those seem pretty good, but
Yeah.
not actual weapons.
For sure. All right. As final question is which we actually touched upon this with the with Luxter too. He's asked what types of tall tales do you like more, the more puzzle focused one or the most battle focused one? I can tell you that I like the straightforward ones. I like using my brain. Maybe this sounds a little bit stupid, but I like using my brain when I play video games. But for some reason, the tall tales, I want them not that complicated. I want a little bit of a puzzle, like the Heart of Fire, but nothing more than that. I enjoy those the most.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I like the Heart of the Fire one, and also Art of the Trickster, because it's kind of trapped. It's skill based. I enjoy those. Those are fun. If I have to figure out too many clues and try to decipher journals and stuff, I don't know.
Mhm.
It's still fine. I mean, I do them, but I don't feel like I enjoy it as much as something where I feel like I'm actively interacting with the world.
Right, the next question comes from Pella. He's written quite a lot. So I'm not gonna read everything. I'm just gonna pick one section from his little writing here. And that's he has an idea of making Arena free to play. So his thought is, if you have it free to play, it means more people play it, means less queue time, more balanced, and those free to play players might get interested in buying the entire game. So how do you feel about that idea?
Huh. Free to play Arena. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's actually a really interesting idea.
it is.
I wonder if that would be good or bad. But he brings up a good point. He's like, hey, look, you get free to play. People kind of get the basic mechanics of the game down. And it would encourage them to buy it. Maybe.
Yeah, and plus it helps us too, right? Because less waiting times and full servers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea. The only downside is that they might get bored with it or might get the wrong idea. Like, you get the very PvP heavy, so you miss all the other things that Sea of Thieves offers, which, let's be fair, Venture offers way more than an Arena. And you have zero clue what it's going to be. You have zero clue about Tall Tales, about the Kraken, about all those wonderful PvE events. But on the other hand, if you play Arena and you are interested, you're gonna look it up anyway. So,
that's true.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I also feel that there's something like a variable we're missing, why it shouldn't work. But yeah, my initial reaction is, yeah, go for it, make it free to play. Yeah, no, I do know what I want to say. Like, it might be so that more players is not the solution to all those queue times, and you're still gonna have empty servers and long waiting times. And if you have that, then this game might be getting more bad rap, so that could harm the game. But on the other hand, I'm like, make sure people can't complain about that, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, that's I guess there's that too. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I think the idea could be good, but there's a bunch of things you'd have to consider first. I mean, you gotta obviously Arena right now is in a state where it's kind of broken still. So you have to fix that. You have to fix your servers and your load times and your interface into Arena. And adding more free-to-play players is definitely going to exacerbate that situation. But it might be okay. It might be a good suggestion. I don't know.
So if one of the Arena devs is listening again to this podcast, hey, discuss it with your colleagues. Maybe it's a stupid idea, maybe, but for us, it could work. It's interesting, at least. Next question comes from Isaac James. He wants to, because our previous discussion was about hot and controversial topics, and we went deep into the combat, how the combat is now, and his suggestion is that you would not be able to hip fire when you were jumping.
Hip firing when you're jumping. Well,
Yeah,
hip
you
fire
can
is
still hip fire whenever you want, but not when you're jumping. So he says that as a addition to his thoughts on the combat mechanics.
That doesn't make any sense for me personally. I mean, you're in the air, you just shoot a dude. Your hip fire's pretty inaccurate anyways, unless if you're using the pistol. I use
I think
jumping hip fire pistols all the time.
Maybe.
Well, even the blunderbuss. I mean, the blunderbuss is okay hip fire. I mean, you're gonna land some shots, but I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. If you can't run and jump and shoot, you're gonna get absolutely obliterated by double gunners. Because you've basically lost your advantage to be able to get up to them, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but when I'm running a blunder, for instance, right, and I've got a double gunner who's a relatively good shot, you're bunny hopping all over the place, and you're trying to get close enough to him that you can sit there and land that one blunderbuss shot, because it's going to do a lot of damage, or it's going to knock him off the boat. You're going to change that mechanic. If you can't do that anymore, you're basically a sitting duck. It's going to be really hard to approach a double gunner. So I don't know. I don't. That mechanic for me, that suggestion doesn't make a lot of sense.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, when he first phrased it was a bit unclear what he meant. So we went a little bit back and forth, and I think I got it clear what he meant, and that's indeed how I explained it to you. So yeah, I feel it's fine at the moment. The combat, maybe you should not be able to one-shot people with your blunderbuss when you're not aiming down sights. We discussed this in our previous podcast. That's the only tweak I would make.
Oh yeah, for sure. You should not hip shot blunderbuss kill somebody ever.
Indeed. And at the moment it is now. I didn't know that, but Nicholas pointed that out to me that it definitely is the case. So, can't argue with that guy. So there you go. Banu says something really interesting. He says if you have, because this is also something we discussed in the hot and controversial topics, and we're talking about private servers and stuff like that. And he said if you have private servers for content creators, that would be bad because creators can exploit that for fake content. And I've never thought about that. So how do you feel about that?
Fake content.
Yeah, so like if you have a private server for content creators, we can control the environment and make it daytime, nighttime. We can control when a skeleton fort pops up, but you can also get multiple ships in the server to shoot your machinimas and stuff like that. And that's how we were thinking about it. But what you could do is get your buddies and fake content, stealing a fort or something like that, or stealing a Athena chest, because we can control everything. So we can make fake content and may even make the Shroud Ghost spawn for views or something like that.
Yeah, I suppose if you have that level of control. I don't think Rare was planning on letting, when these topics come up, I don't think they were going to give the ability for people to be able to control the world. They were just going to try and allow people to have servers that they could sail around in and not have to worry about other people showing up. Or, you get into a server where there's some aggressive person and you're trying to do some filming and you're like, I don't think they would give you the opportunity to, spawn the Shrouded Ghost. I mean, it would be kind of interesting for filmmakers, but Yeah, you would definitely, you're like, look at me, I killed the Shrouded Ghost twice in one day. Yay. Like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't even know if they're going to do the server thing. But again, it is for content. Content is for your entertainment. So if someone makes something and you're entertained by it, then they've achieved their goal. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's a tough one.
yeah,
But we
indeed.
can't do it now anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Nope. It's fun to speculate, like, and of course, I was talking with Uniball. You know how good he is with his editing. And I was
Yeah, that guy's
thinking in those
fantastic.
lines. You should like. I really would want it for him to be able to control his server, because I know he can do some amazing stuff. And the other thing, I think like most content creators would not even fake it. Like, I don't think they will get enjoyment out of that. I think there are very little Sea of Thieves YouTubers that are on YouTube for the views. I think they're all very passionate about this game, and that's the reason why they make their content. And if it's fake content, then they're not interested in making it. At least that's what I think, but I'm not entirely sure about it, of course.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, the immersion part of it, when you're in a moment and something happens and you capture that footage and you turn it into something that people enjoy, that's genuine, right? If you fake that, I think it'll come across as not being very genuine.
Yeah. And if people find out that you did it, well, your YouTube career is over.
Well, yeah, there's that too. I mean, you'll get flamed big time. But,
Yeah, indeed.
but yeah,
Well,
it's
maybe
just
that's also publicity, but well, let's not go into that. Let's not go into the dark side of that.
right.
I just like to assume that every YouTuber is on YouTube because it's their passion. Let's see. Then we have Tom Chase. He said he's not really a fan of Alliance servers because they tip the ledger system in the wrong way. We kind of discussed this before. He's of a mind that it's really impactful. We're of a mind that it's not that impactful, but we do agree with you that Alliance servers sucks.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the answer to that question. So that's all the comments of YouTube. I think like I might missed one or two because I got a lot of comments and it's a lot to sift through them. But I think I've discussed all the questions at least. So for the next time, if you want to ask us questions, hey, please do. Like, I'll do my best to put them in the podcast and answer you guys. It helps if there's a question mark in the comments. It really helps, and I can easily pick those questions out. So let's go to Mixer now. The Mixer questions, and we have the first one is from Skullcrusher 600. I still hope you're still watching because you posed this question in the beginning of the podcast. And it's more of a comment than a question. He says, as someone who has been playing since release, I'm glad they have added so much content to the game, but I feel like it's way too easy to level the factions now. So we discussed this a little in the beginning. It's good to have a different opinion, no, different side of it too, for someone who's really experiences it. It might be too easy now. Anything
It's
else
way
you
too
want
easy.
to add to that? Yeah,
Yeah, it's way
it
too
is.
easy.
It should be a bit more. It should
I
mean
mean,
something by legend.
Rare addressed it because people were saying that there was nothing to do but grinding, so they added a bunch of content, which was great, but it also made the leveling process so easy that Pirate Legend is now kind of, it doesn't have the same flair as it once did.
Totally agree. Then we go to Darth. Hello, Darth. Thanks for joining the Mixer. He asks us, are there any Ancient Coins events this month? It's nice to earn an extra handful every now and again.
I don't think there is there?
Nope, there's not. So the
Yeah.
only one we've got was the Hunter's Hall event. I think 300 ruby splash tails for 150 coins. And I was surprised by that because I never thought they were doing that, like giving something that's worth real money away, like currency. Sorry. So Yeah, so I hope they do it again. I want them to do it again, as long as it's not, catching 300 splash tails or something stupid like that. Make it something more fun and something extra to earn some money. Would be cool. Yeah, I agree with that. But at the moment, no, there's nothing planned. So, and that was also the last question from Mixer, which puts the message in a bowl segment to the end. So again, thanks for all those lovely questions. I really appreciate that. And thanks for the people on Mixer up posting those questions too. You guys are amazing for watching this live. So with this, we also come to the end of the podcast. So I would like to thank Old Buccaneer for again being amazing. And can you tell our listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can find me on YouTube. Just search for Old Buccaneer. And I'm also available on Mixer and Twitch under the same name.
And I myself can be found on this very channel you're listening to this podcast on. So please subscribe if you don't want to miss any future podcasts. And after you subscribe to my channel, go to Old Buccaneer and subscribe to his channel as well. So if you want to listen to this live, you should follow Captain Blubber on Mixer. That's Captain Blubber without space in between. You should be able to find me, and you should get a notification whenever we go live. And why should you watch us live? Because you get more content, because I cut a lot of stuff out for the YouTube release. So yeah, if you want that, if you want to hear us stumble and fumble, you should listen to us live. We also have some more content for you in the Aftershow, so if you want, you can stay for that, but if not, hey, that's fine too. So thanks again to my amazing guest, and I hope you, the listener, will have a great rest of your day. So stay safe, wash your hands, and take care.
All right, bye guys. Thanks for listening.
All right, really good. You know what I'm gonna do now?
What's that? Wash your
Grab
hands.
a beer.
I was waiting for the bottle cap to drop.
Yeah, I need to be. I was a bit tired today too, a bit more than usually. So I was, shouldn't be drinking during the podcast, at least not during the main podcast, because that will really affect my speech, so to say. I get drunk easily.
Fair enough.
So good. It's Sunday. It's the final day of the weekend. So I still haven't had my beer yet. So.
Well, there you go. Now you can relax for the rest of the week.
Oh my god, sound like an addict now. To be fair, I'm not shaking anymore. So what does that say about me?
Oh gosh.
That's a joke. That's a joke. By the
Oh,
way.
okay. I was like, oh, okay. Lay off a little bit.
I'm not that terrible. I'm not that terrible. All right, let's get into the after show, because this update kind of came as a surprise to me, which kind of put me out of my loop, because I was getting a bit jaded of Sea of Thieves, if I'm being honest. I mean, now I'm a Sea of Thieves YouTuber. Like, it's like if I'm not playing the game, I'm editing the game. So I wanted to take a little break. I was like, I'm gonna take a break before the new update. I'm gonna play Banjo-Tooie. It's probably gonna last me a week before I finish that, and then I'm gonna get back into Sea of Thieves and making content again. But then this update came out like sooner than expected, and I needed to get into the Sea of Thieves rhythm again, write my script and edit all that stuff, and it's always a bit stressful. It's good stress, don't get me wrong, it's good stress, but it's always a bit stressful when a new update comes out, because writing script, doing all the editing, getting the clips, forming an opinion. Let's be fair. And after that's done, I'm gonna start writing the script for the podcast. So it's always a bit hectic, and
it's a lot of work.
I planned for it's a lot of work. I planned for this. Of course, I do it. I'm having fun, but I planned for this to be a bit later than expected. So yeah, did you feel that this update came out sooner? It felt sooner, right? It's only 3 weeks since the last one.
Same thing. I was like, okay, I was working on the other update stuff, and then I was kind of messing around in Insiders a little bit, and I was like, okay, this isn't really ready to go. I've got some time, probably next month or something, and then boom, it dropped, and I was like, oh, all right, I got a lot of work I got to do now. So same thing. It was like I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy for it, but it did feel like it was probably 2 weeks earlier than I had expected it to be. So
yeah, it felt soon. So how's your Ghost Ship video going along? So
good.
I wanted to say this for the other show.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. Scripts all written. I have my robo voice in. What I end up doing is I'll write all my stuff on Google Docs, and then I use the natural reader to kind of just robo voice it because I'm trying not to interrupt family at night, keep them awake with me blubbering into a microphone. So I use robo voices to get all of my timing down, and then I've collected all of my clips, and I'm just slotting them in right now, and then probably again this update dropped faster than I anticipated, so I'll probably have to record it tonight and hopefully have it out tomorrow, but probably Tuesday would be my guess.
All right.
But yeah, it covers everything. It does. It's the same as the other guides. I've gone through everything. Every piece of detail that I can think of is in it. So, and it's concise and
your
quick.
Subscribers would like that. I think that's exactly the video they want from you.
Yeah, they've been asking. I've had a lot of people asking me. They're still wanting the Fort of the Damned one. So I have some footage for that one. That Fort of the Damned is tough, and now it's going to be even harder to solo since I can only really kind of buy a skull once a month. I got to go out and beat skeleton ships now to get a skull to try and do Fort of the Damned. And if the lanterns aren't up, then I got to go get those lanterns too. And I'm just like, oh, this takes forever. It's really hard to solo Fort of the Damned and collect enough footage to do a video.
See, if people want to play solo, like my reaction is always don't play this game solo, always play duo, at least. But if you want to play solo, it can be a good experience too. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you if you want to play solo.
Yeah, believe me, playing with friends is way more fun. I play solo because of my hours a lot of the time, and it's late, and I don't want to be on a microphone and yelling at people and screaming and keeping my family up. So when I play solo, it's just me. It's quiet. So that's part of the reason why I do a lot of solo stuff. But I do enjoy playing with friends. Yeah.
I thought you were just a loner and not very good at social skills. But now I know you.
No. I'm okay with those.
Your Canadian blood again.
Exactly.
Nice for your family.
But I play with people once or twice a week, but I just try to stay relatively quiet because I just don't want to. When I start playing, it's late here, and then I play later, and I just don't want to keep people up. So that's the reason why I play a lot of solo, which is good though because it helps with my videos because I get good at the events. So
yeah, indeed, and there are a lot of solo players around there, and that's your niche, right? Your content caters to those solo players.
Yeah, exactly, and it fits perfectly with my schedule. It's super easy. Nice. I get all the content that I need because I play it a lot. So.
And I'm gonna plug your channel right now because that guy, the Luxter, commented too. He also commented on my review, and I know he's a solo player.
Yeah.
So hey, if you're not subscribed to Old Buccaneer, what the hell are you doing, Luxer? Go subscribe. Get some great tips of how to play this game solo.
Thank you.
Yeah, go do it. And everybody else who's interested in solo combat, go do it.
And PvP. That's all I have. Solo stuff and PvP.
Alright. Let's see. Anything other content you got planned?
Currently, no.
Did you end up streaming Wednesday?
I did not because my box was crashing.
I thought I missed it
constantly. No, that's why what ended up happening is that was the day I switched over to Steam because I was like I was so frustrated. I wanted to stream so bad, and I immediately loaded up Sea of Thieves, and I didn't even get through the menu, and it crashed. And I was like, that's it. I'm done with this. I'm like, I'm going to spend the $39. I'm going to get the Steam version. I'm going to see if it helps. And like I said, it did. So yeah, I didn't get to do the Haunted Shores stream that I really wanted to do. So, but next month, whatever the update is next month, I'll probably do another mega stream. I'd still like to stream more. But again, it's hard given my time. So,
busy life.
How about you?
I get that. That's a good one because for my work, like you know what I do for a living, but I also work for, I'm the only guy in the company that can edit, and sometimes we need to do instructional videos. And paying a real editor is expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing that, but so I'm gonna do a lot of editing for my real life job. which will probably mean that my next videos are going to be a bit smaller. So, of course, it's podcast. I'm going to work on that, get it out as soon as I can. And after that, probably Sea of Glitches for sure. And then maybe another Sea of Glitches, because those are easy to make and I'm just busy with work the coming weeks. So the fun thing about that is, as soon as a video for my job is ready, I'm gonna take a week holiday, just a break. I didn't go on holiday last winter, so I got some free days spared up, so to say. So I'm gonna take a little break and take it a little bit easy. Yeah. So yeah, probably a few shorter videos in the future. Yeah.
Well, that's all right then.
Yeah, it is. Some people are quite happy with it. Something else I've written for the Aftershow was, did you read my script?
Yes.
All right.
I saw that. Third last point. Do you read the script? Yep.
Because it's sad that you haven't listened to the previous podcast yet. I told you before we started shooting this podcast, but yeah, Uniball and Nicholas both didn't read my script, and Uniball 3 times in a row did not read the script. They only read the topic list, and it's so weird. I still can't get over it. Like, they're so naturals, like without doing their research, getting good content out. I mean, I guess it's because they're all Sea of Thieves YouTubers, right? So they don't really need to read the script. They know what's going on with the game. I get it.
Right. Yeah.
But still, I'm trying to do my best. Getting the information out there, and it's like, it's wasted.
It's all right. I mean, well, now we all know. Because like I said, when I first started too, I was the same way, right? Like, I was like, oh yeah, there's the bullet points. And then like half a page of open bullet points. And you're like, yep, I know all those points. I can talk about all those points. And you don't even think of looking for the rest of it. But now I read it all. Absolutely. And they will be too, now that you've called them out.
Yeah, they have to. Well, especially the next podcast. Well, I think the next podcast. Because I'm a little bit behind on my homework, which I did not expect. But again, it's also because this update released sooner than expected, because I'm reading the novel, like I said before. And I was expecting it to get it done around the time we were recording this podcast, so I could prepare for another one. But yeah, I'm behind, so I'm about halfway done still, and still got quite a lot to do. And it's not just reading the book, because reading the book is I can't do that when I go to bed, right? Like, I'm a big reader. Like, it doesn't take that much effort to read a book for me. I can plan it in, but it's also making the notes, and making a script for the podcast, and that's where the real time sync is. Because I know the story, but you want to make it in such a way that it's the listener can get the story too, well, by just listening to it. So that takes time to find the right format for that. So so I think the next podcast is going to be a little while before that one comes out. I'm also talking with another YouTuber. I'm not going to name the name, but it's another Sea of Thieves YouTuber who's interested in the podcast. So
cool.
So we have two unknowns yet. 2 unknown YouTubers who are interested in coming along on this podcast. It's not Falco or any one of the big ones, so don't get your hopes up too high. But they're 2 of the smallest of these YouTubers, so we'll see.
It's all right. But it's also, we all have to start somewhere, right?
Indeed, and I just love to talk with other creators about Sea of Thieves. So I'll fucking love that shit. The only thing is, like topic wise, is a bit hard, because we're probably gonna split the next podcast about the novel. We're probably gonna split it in 2, and then the one after that's gonna be us again. But the podcast after that one, I don't have a topic yet. So if people who are listening to this now, to the Aftershow, first of all, thanks for listening to this unstructured rambling we do in the Aftershow. I really appreciate that you're still sticking around. But if you got some other topics you would like me and Old Buck or another YouTuber to discuss on the podcast, hey, put your ideas in the comments. Like, I'm making content for you guys too, right? So it's not just because I find it's fun. No, I want to give something to the community. So if you have a topic you want us to discuss, hey, put it in the comments. I'll have a look at it. We'll discuss it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And are there things that you would like to hear on the podcast, or you would find interesting if I were to discuss?
I think what would be kind of interesting is the fact that you know a lot about Rare and how a lot of their previous stuff kind of sneaks into Sea of Thieves, their updates and stuff. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that much about Rare, but when I hear you talk about it, and talk about the people and talk about the different characters, the games, how they've influenced various parts of their games, it's interesting to learn a little bit of history about them. So that would be. I've
been thinking about that too. Actually, an entire podcast about all the Rare references in Sea of Thieves. But I don't know a guest. I don't know a single guest who can assist me. Lickless didn't play any Rare games, as far as I know. Uniball only played GoldenEye. And I don't think the other two YouTubers have any experience with Rare games. I can ask them actually, but it's kind of hard to find another person who's really into the other games as well.
Yeah, but I could see that. I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah, Rare has a long history, but the games that they make are usually not like Sea of Thieves. So I can see why a lot of the Sea of Thieves player base is like, okay, sure, they made stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they've been around. They've been around since the NES. So long history. So when Nintendo started making games, that's also when Ultimate Play the Game, as Rare used to be called, were also making games. So yeah, quite long history. Good games too. Exactly. Oh, so lovely. Like I said before, I'm playing Banjo-Tooie again. Really into it. I love it.
Yep. Well, that's what I mean. You should just take that mantle and just put together a quick video of just want to let you guys know here's all the cool stuff.
Well, I am gonna do that Heritage Ship deep dive, the one we talked about before.
Yep.
Like I've written. I don't have anything written down yet, but ideas are popping in my head, so I'm definitely gonna do that. But that's gonna be a bigger video. That's gonna be a 10-minute one. So we'll see when that comes out. It's all about time. I'll probably when my holiday is, then I've got a week off, and I'm probably gonna spend a lot of time working on that video, getting it ready.
Got it.
Because that's the thing. The same with you too, right? Like we have day jobs.
Yeah.
We're already working hard getting our content out. Like for me, like a video a week. I need to schedule that if I wanna keep it up, and it's fine. I like it. I don't feel stressed out by it, except when the update reviews come around. But apart from that, it's all very manageable. But I do need to do it. Yeah. Oh well.
It's tricky.
Don't know
where
I'm going with this. It's a lot of work. Yeah. It's almost stressful. Like Uniball spends, I think, more time on his videos than me, and he's also really busy with work. So.
Yeah. And I mean, the types of videos that he makes requires that level of dedication as well. I mean, we can put out videos and talk about things, and that's a much easier task than I'm going to do a big cinematic video, and I got to go capture very cinematic shots and have people in the right positions.
Recapture too.
And exactly, recreate shots.
Last time I helped him, well, the only time I helped him actually. We were so lucky that we had a storm that was the exact same position as the storm he did in his original clip, and we were so lucky with that. And can you imagine not having that storm in that position? Oh my god!
You'd have to fake it. I mean, most people probably wouldn't necessarily pick up on it, but
even notice. But it's true. Yeah.
But it's still it takes time. You got to load it up. You got to get people in. You got to go sail, you got to get everything set up, you got to take the shots, you got to hope the shots work, then you got to go back and edit it all. I mean, making cinematic videos takes a really, really long time. I give that guy full props, man, because I don't have the patience.
Yeah, I like to one of my other hobbies is editing. Of course, it's your hobby too, right? I mean, it has to be. And that's what I like. I just don't like. It's not just Sea of Thieves that I really enjoy. I like the editing process. I like making a project. I do really enjoy that. That's why my update reviews are not just gameplay loop with my voice. No, I show you what I'm talking about, and it's not. This one of the reasons is, of course, I want to get content out, but I also like to put the effort in to edit it because I think that's just a fun thing to do. And again, I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm just rambling again.
No worries.
Oh well, no, that's true. Yeah. See, it's the beer, man. I'm telling you. It fucks with my memory for some reason.
All right. Well,
All right.
I should probably let you go because this has been going on quite a while. I don't want to leave the family in the bedroom too long. But it was fun. It was awesome.
It was long enough, right? The podcast itself too, the main one.
Oh yeah, we hit I think just short of 3 hours today before we hit.
Oh my god, it's probably gonna be the longest one. So I've got some editing to do.
Yeah, you got some editing.
And again, for people who are still listening now, hey, thanks for listening to this. And this, I don't know, 2.5 hours is gonna be on YouTube, but thanks for sticking through it. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. We'd love to see you again. Take care, and thanks again to Old Buccaneer. See you later.
All right, no problem, buddy. See you guys later.